Testing. Can you all hear me? And now someone else say something.
Something.
Hi.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you can
Hello.
be heard because I'm watching the mixer bar and it's moving when you guys move your voices.
Our voices move.
Yay!
Yes, your voices move. Okay, starting again. Laura, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Laura. I'm here in Japan, and yes, I'm a translator of video games and anime. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. I've played D&D since middle school, and this is going to be fun.
Yay! Okay, next, just because I'm going in order from the Roll20 screen, and Laura's going to be playing Ranya? Ranja? How does she pronounce it?
Ronya.
Ronya. Okay, that's something I probably should have known. Um, yeah, she's awesome, Token. She's the best. Everybody here is awesome. You guys are going to love them. Someday we'll have video and you'll love them even more. Next, we have Lizard Alchemist on the worlds of Twitch. Who introduce yourself?
I go by Elizabeth, and
You are very quiet.
go by Elizabeth. I don't know what to say. I do cool things. I'm ready to play D&D again. Yeah, I don't know. Hi.
So Elizabeth and I met in graduate school, actually. So she is another statistician. And she'll be playing a character who goes by Pew.
Yeah, sure. I said P originally, but it's Pew. It's supposed to be Pew.
You told me it was Pew Pew, so I'm going with Pew.
It's Pew Pew.
Okay.
It says P right now. It's Pew Pew. So.
Uh-huh. And next, we have somebody that everybody who is familiar with this stream knows and loves. Who
Now let's
is
not get carried away.
Stovey.
What's up, guys?
Well, you can introduce yourself. Come on, do it.
I'm Stoby, otherwise known as David, or myriad of other names, just not late for dinner. And yeah, so I'm playing myself, so I got really creative with my name this time around.
Yes.
Yeah.
David will be playing David.
Yeah, it's really, really just a really hard thing to do, but you know, it is what it is.
And it's always strange when I'm asking questions like, so what does David look like?
Yeah, I know. That was an interesting Facebook conversation. I still haven't figured out how to answer that one yet. That's why I haven't answered it. Debating about something clever.
Okay, that works. And last but certainly not least, we have Nacho Botulism.
Yep, that's me
Who is here.
in chat.
Yes, in chat. Introduce yourself.
My name's Stuart. I go by Stu. I don't know why my display name didn't change on Roll20 because I changed it. But anyway, I'm playing Rusty. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so if you guys follow my stream normally, anyone who has seen me play Path of Exile at all will have heard me talk a lot about the person who got me started in this game. That is Stu. So
Yep.
if you
That's
like
my
Path
fault.
of Exile, blame him.
Oh, it's your
Or
fault.
thank him. If you hate Path of Exile and you're sick of me playing it, blame him. One or the other. But definitely it's all his fault. Okay, so if you guys are ready to begin, I'll just quickly explain to everybody what we're doing. So we have, in this world that I've created, it is actually our world. It's just everyday, modern day America. With slight exceptions in that, like, the current political situation isn't really there. Like, we're not, I mean, unless we end up going into political stuff, it's just kind of not a thing. It might become a thing, but it's not what it is currently. And let's see. So basically, we're gonna zoom in from America. I'm trying to show things with my hands, but it doesn't work because none of you can see me. The only one who made their own command, Stovey, is you.
Yeah, so I can still love my
Everybody
own
else,
ideas.
I made their command. Anyway, so we take America, we zoom in on Seattle. And again, this is modern day Seattle, but not quite. Because we're going to be at a high school in Seattle that doesn't actually exist. And this high school is a private preparatory school for kind of wannabe Ivy League students. If anybody has seen like Gilmore Girls, it's basically like Rory's high school. It's got uniforms and everything that they can do to prep people for graduate school or for college, Ivy League college. And it costs a fortune. There are some scholarships available, so some of the students have scholarships. There are some boarders on campus, so people who are from far away or for whatever reason need to be on campus can be there. There is, yeah, prep school for preps. That's what we have. And so all 4 of the players are going to be students at this school who you will meet. And so that's where we're going to start. We're just going to start there. So I will begin reading. 2017-ish, Seattle. A group of high school students with the most average, ordinary, run-of-the-mill lives and the most average, ordinary, run-of-the-mill problems. Parents, love lives, friends, whatever histories they come up with, that's you guys. Affluent, poor, middle class. They all end up in a private school, uniforms and all. They've taken those uniforms and personalized them, established their cliques. They know each other, either a little or a lot, as classmates, and have gone through the ringer of preparatory school together for at least the last few months. They're Harvard bound, or maybe Yale. People would be disappointed if they settled on Stanford. We begin with another day in class. It is late April. Those of you who are seniors and submitted all of your applications, for some reason you haven't gotten back results yet. You should have got them at the beginning of the month, but for whatever reason you didn't. You've heard that there's some storms on the East Coast. You know, you're kind of just waiting. You're not bugging the schools because, God forbid, you annoy anybody in admissions. But you're waiting. Where are my acceptance letters? Because some of you have applied to Yale. Some of you have applied to Harvard. Like, you're ready to know where you're going to be going for the next 4 years of your life. But because you don't know yet, you're just continuing on with school as if it were a normal, everyday day, which it is. And those of you who are seniors are all going to world history today. Those of you that are juniors, I believe there is one of you that is a junior, happens to kind of be a genius. And you're in senior world history. You also kind of help some people out sometimes.
Thank you.
Specifically, one person who may or may not keep up her grades by using your tutoring services occasionally. For those of you who don't know, the person who is still a junior is David, right? Did you say you're a junior? Or was it
No, it's me.
Rusty? Okay, Rusty.
Yeah.
You're the junior.
Yep.
David is, sorry, I got you too confused. David is the one who helps you with test answers. Rusty, you're just in senior world history because you've been, really working hard.
I bust my butt, yo.
Yeah, exactly. And, it may or may not be your favorite class, but whatever. You don't particularly love going, maybe kind of boring sometimes, but your teacher tries to make it fun, sort of. He at least tries to use sort of pertinent or interesting topics sometimes. But he really likes dates, so you're sort of stuck memorizing a lot of dates. So, whatever. So each of you is from a different sort of clique. We've got the popular girl, Pew, who comes from a little bit of money, and by a little bit, I mean a lot, and who is, maybe exploring her personality a little bit lately. And some of you may have noticed that she's been looking a little different, but not like sort of recognizably like anything, and she's not doing a very good job at it, maybe. So Pew, you're walking down the hall, and you see in front of you, also walking in the same general direction, one of the girls that you're pretty sure knows how to do the kind of makeup you want to do. She is from choir. She's a choir nerd. She's beautiful. She's tiny. She's blonde. She's got big blue eyes. Why you think she knows much about the kind of makeup you're interested in, I couldn't tell you, other than she's in choir. But you're pretty sure she probably does. And maybe this would be a good time to ask her about that.
Hey, you.
What? Huh?
You know.
What?
Yes. Come to this like corner here. I have a question for you.
Okay.
How do you do eyeliner? Like dark eyeliner. Like midnight
I don't
black eyeliner.
actually wear it ever, but I've heard there's some great YouTube tutorials. You want me to look some up for you?
Sure. Do you know how to be? I don't know how to say this. Goth.
Oh,
Yeah.
if anything, I
See-
usually have kind of a hippie aesthetic, but
You've seen Taylor Swift's video, right? I mean, she's like genius in that for being goth. And it's the times now, and I see you in the hall. You seem to have some sort of idea about makeup, and you tend to wear some dark clothes. I figured you're like the closest person we have to a goth here.
right. Yeah, I dark clothes is a great start. That's an excellent start. I've got some friends who kind of went goth a few years ago. I can talk to them and get back to you. Would that help?
I suppose. I'll figure it out. But
All right,
no,
I'll
I'm
get
gonna
back
have
to you.
questions for you.
Okay, thank
See
you.
you in like half an hour.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you guys continue on. As for you, Rusty, you may have sort of noticed this conversation in passing. You're going the same way, and you might have been sort of paying attention the way you do. So you guys, may or may not notice that a guy who you kind of know-ish, but maybe not super well, dark hair, kind of skinny a little bit, not super noticeable in a lot of ways, has kind of been watching as he passed by, but not really, no more than any other student. And he's not super popular, not a super nerd like some of you, but just kind of there, passing by. And so you all continue towards class. David, you, of course, know everybody here because you've made a point of knowing everybody because a lot of them need your help here and there. And so you also probably notice this little conversation. It's a weird conversation. You're seeing two people that don't talk, like top strata popularity and bottom strata popularity, just kind of hanging out, It's kind of strange. But as you all walk towards class, all four of you notice something else that's a little strange, which is that there's somebody standing right by the door to your history class who doesn't fit in. Like, you go to a school where all the students are in uniform and all the teachers are dressed pretty nicely. They're in suits and ties or dresses, like not formal wear, but definitely semi-formal wear. And there is this man standing by the door to your classroom who is wearing all black, so maybe he appeals a little bit to you, Pew. And he's wearing like a tight leather jacket, and are those leather pants? Like, who even wears leather pants anymore? And his hair is blonde and it's cut really short, like kind of like a buzz cut. And he's actually wearing like riding boots, like really high riding boots. And he just stands out like a beacon in this hallway of people that you have known for many years now. He's not talking to anyone, and he's actually not disrupting the flow of traffic. People are just kind of going around him as if he's not there. And as you kind of glance around, you notice that you're the only four people that seem to actually even see him. As you get closer, people are just totally ignoring him, other than you guys. And as you start getting closer, you see that he's really tall, like really tall. Not like giant tall, but 6'5", 6'6". And he looks pretty young, just a few years older than you guys. You can't quite make out your features, but as you're like sort of trying, you're like sort of honing in on him, there's just crash to your left on another hallway that startles all of you because you've been like really kind of focusing on what this guy is doing in front of you. And so you glance over to see, and Rania, you see your friend Katie has dropped all of her books. And she
run
kind of
over
looks
her.
up, and yeah, she sees you, and you kind of go over to help her. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, thank you. I hate it when I do that." And she
What
kind of,
happened?
puts her heads down and starts sort of heading to class. She's in the same class as you. And
Did you trip? Are you okay?
oh, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm just a klutz. You know me. I'm fine.
Okay.
And you notice, like, in front of her is the guy that she's got a really big crush on.
Ah, okay. So now I'm like, oh yeah, I get that then. Just help her with her books.
Yeah. And so she, like, is just, she's blushing furiously and just sort of scuttles towards class. Doesn't even look up, just runs to class. And then you notice that sort of watching her, maybe with a little more interest than you would expect, is Josh Mann, who's like, I mean, if you had jocks in this school, like if you had like football players, which you don't, but if you did, he'd be like the star quarterback. He's like pretty cute, pretty popular, and he's watching your friend Katie with a bit more interest than one might have expected. It's not the guy she likes, but it's interesting nonetheless.
Hmm.
Especially because Josh has a girlfriend who he's been with for 2 years. So yeah, it's worth noting. So
Yeah,
then,
I will be remembering that.
Yeah,
Scandalous.
yeah, right. So after this sort of commotion with the books and stuff, like you look back over to sort of check in on the guy who was in the hallway, and he's gone, not there anymore. So even if you only looked over for a second, by the time you look back, he's just disappeared into the flow of traffic, and there's nobody there. So, yeah, it's a bit strange, but whatever. Move on, go to class, the usual. So you get to your class, and while you're sort of sitting and waiting for class to start, we'll take another little pause and sort of explain the setting a little bit better to some of you. So you're in high school again, one of the most prestigious private schools on the West Coast. You got here through combinations of brains, money, family, and luck. Your school is beautiful, but you don't really notice that anymore. It's just school. A jail you're forced to go to every day with annoying kids and even more annoying teachers. Endless homework. Oh my God, the homework. And impossible expectations. The fact that not all of you are actually going to make it to Harvard or Yale or Princeton or, one of those Ivy League schools, it's kind of glossed over by the administration and the counselors. Like, they just kind of say, yeah, you're all going to do well. But you know that only a couple of students every year from the school are accepted to each of those really big schools. So the competition is fierce, both to get into your school and to get out of your school into the next school you want to get to. You have been fighting with everybody in your class since the day either you or your families decided that this was your trajectory. You've probably got friends, some of you more or less friends, but you know that every one of these friends would probably stab you in the back for a chance at climbing the ladder to success. Or, maybe for your Adderall. And there are slackers here, sure. There are people who come for money and legacy and couldn't care less about their futures because they'll know they'll always be fine. But given the culture, they'd probably stab you in the back at the least provocation too, because that's just how they've been raised. And you're stuck here, and you know it. But you're really ready to get out, probably. That said, the ceilings are soaring, the hardwood floors are beautiful and cleaned and buffed every night by somebody who even knows who. Even the hallway you're walking through is elegant and beautiful. When you get into your classroom, it's a model of modern teaching technology with a huge monitor that your teacher has never once used. You don't even know why it's there. It's got a big picture window with a view of the perfectly manicured tree-spotted campus lawn lining one wall. Not that it affects you anymore, just another day in the trenches. And so your teacher walks in eventually, kind of nods at each of you, and goes to stand in front of the class. Waits for everybody to calm down, which by and large you do because you're pretty well-mannered students or you wouldn't be here. And sort of stops and says, "Oh, I have an announcement to make before we begin. Anybody who is in an equestrian program this afternoon, it has been canceled. There's been a small fire in the stables. Don't worry, horses are fine, but there won't be any riding or anything this afternoon, so just do anything else, I don't care." All right, now that we've established that, today we're going to start a new unit on religious persecution. And this is a big unit. There's a lot to it. There has been religious persecution since the beginning of time, or at least the beginning of religion. And we could begin at the beginning, but that seems a bit ambitious for a 2-week unit. So what we're going to do is each of you is going to study one instance of religious persecution. And I don't mean wars. Religious wars are an entirely different thing. I'm talking smaller. Salem witch trials, for example. I'm sure most of you will end up doing that because that's what happens every year. Or, you know, any sort of small situation like this. If you have questions, you can certainly come and see me about it. And I expect in 2 weeks for each of you to have a paper and a presentation prepared. Presentations will start in 2 weeks. We'll just begin alphabetically as usual. In the meantime, as a case study, as a class, we'll be examining the Inquisition. So, the Inquisition began in 12th century France to combat religious sectarianism. Do any of you know how late the Inquisition existed until?
I look around to see if anybody's going to raise their hand.
It's just the
I
whole
never
class
answered
decided.
questions in class, so I'm definitely not answering now.
Yeah. So eventually, a kid named
92?
Reyes opens his hand, types up, 19th century? And your teacher sort of nods at him. A common mistake, Mr. Lance. In the 19th century, the Inquisition was abolished as such. However, it lives on to this day under different names and aspects. Most popularly, the Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith within the Catholic Church. And, you know, by and large, people have the sort of reactions you have. They're a little surprised. They don't know about it. And so the lesson continues. And eventually he starts breaking you off into groups to start sort of planning your own things. And although he wants you to do papers individually, as a group, he feels that you can do better brainstorming and kind of come up with things. And maybe then everybody won't be doing exactly the same thing. Because at least within the group, you have to each do a different thing. So, as it turns out, through no particularly good reason, other than you're all there, he groups the 4 of you into the same group for this little study.
It's like it was fated.
It's like it was fated.
Nobody expects this.
So he groups you all and says, "All right, begin, class. Come up with your topics. I want to see them by the end of this period."
I'm very concerned that I have to choose before I'm allowed to go to the library.
Well, if we're just focusing on religious persecution, it's not like it hasn't happened millions of times. Should be pretty easy to pick at least one subject.
What are you guys going to do?
Salem witch trials, easy. I said that. It's been done
Taking the
before.
example as the paper.
I kind of shake my head.
Hmm. Oh.
Don't know.
Hmm.
I'll have to think of something.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
I raise my hand and ask if we can choose by tomorrow so we can go home and Google it.
And he sort of looks at you and says, "You have laptops."
Oh, getting that out now.
Apparently, our teacher's a smartass.
And while you all are working out these issues and trying to figure out, something because you just got put on the spot, you're just, you're kind of paying attention and you're kind of just zoning out a little bit because let's be honest, that's what you do in group sessions. And you notice, walk around outside those picture windows, that same guy that you saw earlier in the all black leather outfit. And he doesn't stop, he doesn't look in the windows, doesn't acknowledge anybody, but he just walks by. It's mid-class. People don't usually walk through campus during class periods because, during class. So again, it's just a little unusual.
Dude, that guy
So,
over there.
I
Up in the
yeah,
80s
I audibly like look up and make like a distinct and don't say anything else, but it like make sure that they see me seeing him because it's so odd.
Mm-hmm.
And I spend all my time around the campus, so it's super odd that he's there.
Right?
I say, is that the guy from the hallway?
I'm getting fashion inspiration from him. I think I know what I want to do now.
Well, I mean, it's definitely unique.
He's like totally goth. That dude is like, he's got it down. I need to just start wearing things like that.
Just a tip. I don't think that's the hairstyle you're looking for.
Oh, no. But the clothing choices, the leather pants, the stark leather jacket, I think I can do it. Maybe fur leather jacket.
Do you think he's the new basketball coach?
Probably.
He's certainly tall enough.
Well, didn't they lose? Oh, or maybe he's the new science teacher. Because, he didn't something happen to him?
Would
God,
they
I hope
let
so.
Would they let a teacher wear that here?
Let anyone wear that, more like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the lesson, you finish eventually, and you get out of class. You're done. That was your last class for the day, actually. So you're finished with classwork. If you have various extracurricular activities, if you have equestrian, you're not going to be able to do that. But anything else, you can just go and do as you would normally do so. On your way out of the class, one of your friends, Pew, Lizzie, just sort of motions you over. Says, hey, Pew. So my parents are going to be out of town this weekend, and I'm going to have a party, and I think it's going to be like a really big party. So, can you like invite people or something? I don't know. I don't like doing that.
Yeah, I can invite people. Do you have a DJ sign lined up yet?
No, not really. I kind of just figured that if I told you, you'd make it happen.
I'll just start planning it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, like Friday night maybe?
Friday night, 10?
Yeah, sure. That works.
Okay. I'll start planning.
And like, make sure that Tom comes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. I'll see you later. Bye. She just like races off.
Bye.
And so what do you all do for your afternoon activities? Do you have afternoon activities?
I'm at the debate team practice that we have because the old debate season league thing is not over yet.
Yeah.
Quite.
Yeah. So you like kind of have to run to that because you take it seriously.
Yep.
I go to a practice room where I am supposed to be practicing piano.
Uh-huh. Do you practice
And
piano?
yeah, for about half the time, and then switch to guitar.
Okay.
I go to volleyball
Okay.
because I'm on the volleyball team.
I go to water polo.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And at water polo, you find that whether it was Pew or Lizzie, somebody has kind of gotten the word of the party out already. And a bunch of the guys in the water polo team are starting to talk about it and mention that they're going to be going to this party. And you kind of get invited by default because you're there.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And, they start sort of kind of making out like it's going to be just this really great party. And so for sure you have to come. And that's, like basically half of the water polo practice is basically just party talk.
Yep.
And you can tell that nobody really cares anything about anything they're doing.
No.
Debate, on the other hand, people are into it. Like, you're gearing up for a tournament and things are intense in the debate world.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff to do.
Yeah. And you haven't, the party hasn't yet made it to that land yet. Because you all just went straight to debate and didn't hear about it. As for practicing instruments, it's pretty solo, so you just kind of do your own thing. And eventually, as the day starts to wear down and you all kind of end up doing, whatever it is that you do in the afternoons, moving into evenings, things start to, it's Thursday, so this party is supposed to be tomorrow, so you start hearing about it. All of you at some point or another has heard about it, whether or not you have any interest in going. It seems to be that Lizzie has wanted, whether she wanted to or not, she has ended up making a party that the entire school is planning to go to. Or at least the upperclassmen. It's kind of turning into this big deal. There has been a great deal of alcohol promised, probably a bunch of other things. And Pew, since you're sort of organizing this thing, the more you keep hearing about how big it is, the more you're just wow, okay, I guess I'm organizing a party for the whole school now.
Well, I've already called my personal assistant.
Okay, yeah, so you're fine. She'll take care of it for you.
She's got it down.
I'm thinking about going to the party, but I also specifically want to go down and check out the stables and see what happened down there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wander all over because I stay at the school.
Right.
In the dorm, so I'm what's going on down there? And I've been down there before, so I'm just this is.
Was there any visible smoke from the pool that you could see from the pool?
No,
rather?
but it's on the other side of campus, so you might not have noticed anyway. So Rusty, you go down, you wander down to the stables, and you don't really see any evidence of a fire from the outside. There's no smoke. Of course, it's been a minute now, but there's no clear evidence that there was ever a fire.
Oh, I'm looking more, certainly. They say something happened. I'm I want to know what's going on. And I'm not great with animals, so I want to mind it, but I'm looking around and getting my nose in there to see what's going on in the stables.
Okay, yeah. So so for those of you who are just watching, I haven't actually made everybody roll up characters yet, because right now they're just kind of high school students. Some of them have, but by and large, when I have them do rolls tonight, I'm just going to say, just roll a 20, and we'll see how things come up. So roll a d20, and we'll see how your investigation is.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you are...
Remember stream delay.
What's that?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of make your way into the stable, and you're a little leery of the horses because you don't know horses super well. But they all seem fine. There's none of them are agitated any more than you think they normally are. And you kind of wander through, and there's really no evidence that there was ever anything like a fire in here, but it's really quiet. Usually there's people kind of coming in and out and doing things, and all the writing that happens in the afternoon. It's a very common thing. There's a whole polo team and a lot of people that do hunter-jumper competitions. And I mean, probably because they told nobody to come, but there's nobody here. Not even the stable hands that are usually in the stables. There's just empty of anybody but horses and tack and all the normal stuff. but no people.
All right. Well, I get out of there because I don't want to go smelling like barn for the rest of the day.
Okay.
So
Yeah, okay, so you make your way out, and nobody seems to notice or note that you were there. It's just sort of an empty corner of campus for some strange reason. Does anybody else have
I
any-
am
Yeah.
I am a compulsive rule follower, so as soon as I'm done with my practicing, I'm heading home.
Okay. Does anyone else want to do anything for the rest of the evening?
I just
I'm-
dig in with homework and debate prep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go hang out with my friend Lizzie to go discuss more party shenanigans.
Okay.
I search up a little bit about where the party is and try to figure out who's there, who's not there, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, so your research, actually just roll a d20. Figure out what you learn. It's not that hard to learn though, so.
What's the command again?
It's /R d20. Or /roll or whatever. Okay, yeah, no, you easily managed to figure out what's going on. And you sort of, through your contacts and the people that you talk to a lot, because you know people pretty well. You find out that this party, sort of as you were starting to think it was at the pool, is really going to be a big thing. Like, it's going to be just about everybody. And people are already planning, like, who they're going to make out with and what they're going to wear and what they're going to bring. It's sounding like it's going to kind of be the party of the, if not year, at least season.
What about the place, though?
Oh, and the place is going to be, you know of Lizzie, and you know that she lives in one of the really nice sort of palatial mansions that's up on the hill above the school. And so it should be super easy to get to because you're, at least used to being in the area of the school. And that might be part of why it's going to be such a big thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, she's got, all the normal things, a pool, tennis courts. So people are planning to do various things at the party. DJs. Yeah, she doesn't have a DJ, but there will be probably a DJ.
The lack of DJ.
Hi, Kat. You're in the way again. Yes. Hi. Bye. Yeah. So, anything else? Or is that it for the evening for everybody?
Yeah, just
That's
lots
it.
and lots of homework, probably.
Okay. Yeah. So you all have a lot of homework. That is definitely not something that you can shirk on for too long, or bad things would happen. So you you get through. You go to bed at probably a reasonable hour because you still have one more day of school left, and it's going to be, maybe for those of you planning to go, a big night tomorrow night. Go to bed and wake up in the morning, and it's just another day at school, the usual grind. Other than it's Friday, so at least it's the last day for the week. You still didn't get any mail last night. No acceptance or denial letters. Depending on your personality, that may or may not be driving you absolutely crazy. So you got mail, but you didn't get mail from any of the schools. So whatever that means. And so you just start the day as normal. You go through class as normal. It's just 100% an average day. You don't see anything abnormal. Equestrian seems to be back on. You don't hear any more announcements about anything like that. So it's, pretty normal. You see your friends. You do all the things. Pew, you see your boyfriend and go off and hang out with him for a little while over lunch. So yeah. And unless anybody has anything they particularly want to do, we'll say that we get through the school day without any issues.
Oh, I go stalk down
What's that?
the girl. I go stalk down the girl I talked to Holly the other day. It's in class.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
it's in class. To ask her if she's found anything about the Goths.
Well, I completely forgot last night, but I really promise I will get on this for you.
I can only find some things. And they're just like, I don't know the difference between emo and goth at this point. And all the videos are like, we're emos and we're goths. And I don't get it.
You know what? Actually, I've got a friend over here at this lunch table who's emo and another one over there who's goth. I could introduce you right now, but I mean, they're not very popular, but if you're cool talking to them.
You've gone disappear, Elizabeth.
So I go over and talk to these two, and I question them in a very authoritative manner. What's goth and what's explain to me? How do I become a goth?
Which one are you talking to? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Goth.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think they are so shocked that you're even talking to them. They're kind of like stuttering a bit, but yeah, I'll help you. Oh, anything you want. Oh, here's my entire makeup kit if you want to use some of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of black. Like how?
And you notice that neither of them is actually wearing that much makeup.
Why aren't you wearing all that makeup? I mean, isn't that how you're supposed to do this?
Yeah, I carry it around so I can wear it after I leave school. I can't really get away with this here. In fact, what you're wearing right now would probably get me kicked out. But don't worry about it here. Yeah, here's a picture of when I had it on last weekend.
Oh, okay. Who do you follow? Who do you follow on social media? Like, who do you follow on Instagram?
They just get out their account and just show you their entire profile and everything on it.
Okay, so I added a few new things to follow on her Instagram at this point. And she goes, well, thank you for your time. Oh, hey, you're gonna do my math homework, right? Next week?
It's almost done. Give me 15 more minutes.
Thank you.
Laura's just taking over my job. This is easy.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You can play your friends. I don't care. So you got some makeup help and some math help all in one stop. Is perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
And I am gracious and invite them to the party of the school year. So just make sure.
Yeah.
You
And they've totally heard about it, but they're absolutely shocked to get an invitation from you, as opposed to just kind of like a general, hey, everybody's going to the party, sort of thing. So they're flabbergasted. They can't even speak for 30 seconds. But they're absolutely 100% going to go. For sure. They might not have before, but now they're definitely going. Okay. Anybody else have anything they need to do?
Nope.
No.
I just asked really quickly whether any of my friends got any letters from the schools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a couple of them have applied to West Coast schools. A couple just applied to UW, and a few applied to Stanford, sort of under the radar.
All this West Coast hate.
And those that have applied to West Coast schools all got their letters, whether it be acceptance or rejection. They all know where they're going next year.
Well, Katie and I have been, talking about Yale together. I asked her if she got her Yale letter.
And she shakes her head. No, it's really weird. I mean, I would have told you. You would have told me, right?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm sorry I keep obsessing over this. I'm relieved you haven't gotten yours too,
Yeah,
because
no,
that
I'll
makes
let you. I mean, I'll text you the second I do, because I want to know whether you got in, and if I got in, then that'd be super cool.
Yeah, okay, well, let's keep waiting.
Okay, yeah. Have you heard anything from them, at all?
Nothing. My parents are getting ready to they keep wanting to call them and demand an explanation, but then they're like, oh, it'll look really bad if we do it and you don't, so you better do it. But I feel pushy,
Yeah. My parents actually did call, and they couldn't like get through to anybody. They just got the voicemail and they left one and there's nothing. It's really weird.
Huh. Okay, well, let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Have you heard of anybody that's heard from them?
Not yet, no.
Huh. Weird.
I mean, usually the faculty make a huge deal out of it whenever anyone gets accepted, I
Yeah.
feel like we'd hear about it.
Yeah. And I haven't heard anything. And like nobody's even said that they haven't heard anything. It's just been really quiet.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah. So what are you doing tonight? You want to study?
Let's do that.
Yeah, okay. Or I heard there's this party.
Oh, are you going to that?
I don't know. Like, are you going to it? Because I feel like it'd be kind of weird to go, but I haven't really ever been to a party at school, and I'm about to graduate. It might be kind of fun.
I just, like, I heard there probably going to be, like, a lot of drugs there and stuff, and I don't know if I should be around that. It's kind of scary.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't do any drugs, right?
I guess maybe if we go together and, like, if somebody tries to pressure us into something, we can leave?
Yeah, we can, like, be the buddy support system or whatever they always talk about.
Okay, let's try that.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. And if it's super lame, then we can just, like, go and, do something else, whatever.
Okay. I mean, I still need to come up with, if I tell my parents it's, like, really important to me, they'll probably let me go. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to say that I'm going to study at your house.
Okay, I'll back you up if I have to.
I mean, why would you ever have to? I go to stay at your house all the time.
You know what? Good point. Okay, cool. I'm in.
Okay. Okay, so Nightbot spamming every 15 minutes or half an hour or something. Toby, that is a thing, yes. Because it's a cool charity thing, so I figured I should announce it.
Oh, I can just kick Nightbot if you want.
No, I put it there. I did it on purpose.
Oh, okay. I thought Nightbot was doing its own shit, and I'm like, wow, Nightbot really... Damn.
No, I told Nightbot to, because I figured it was good for people to know that if they want to cheer anywhere, that they can just add charity, and it does charity stuff. Yeah, no, that was me. I did it on purpose. So, yeah. Aside from Nightbot spamming issues, you guys get through your day, and there aren't a lot of afternoon things, because Friday afternoon, they know you guys aren't going to actually do much on Friday afternoon, so, there aren't a lot of extracurricular things. Nightbot isn't rebelling against us. I mean, it kind of did, because the first day I set that up, it didn't ever do it, so it was a rebellion its other way. Okay. Yeah. So, so who is going to be getting together this evening of all of you guys? Are you all going to go to parties, or just some of you?
I have to go.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're putting
I
the
have-
party together.
I have selected my outfit. It's a black crop top with the new short leather jacket I got, and these really cute leather pants, because I got that style inspiration from that creepy guy that was, on the grounds yesterday.
No, I'll obviously be going for side business, and obviously because, it's got to happen. But I'm going to skip the leather.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go because I love people watching.
And there's going to be a lot of people there
Oh yeah.
doing a lot of stuff that might be worth watching.
Yeah, I'm going with Katie.
Yeah. Okay. So, Pew, as you're sort of getting ready to go to the party, your personal assistant, texts you and says, okay, everything's in readiness. You're good. You're good to go. I hope.
Thanks.
Okay. And then there's kind of a pause, and there's another text that says, is it going to be as big as it sounds like it's going to be?
And I go, well, of course. It better be.
Okay. And then almost immediately there's another pause that says, I'll call the police.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, and you got the drugs, right? For all those people.
And this time there's a pretty long pause, and then there's sort of you just get a question mark.
The you got the spices for those other folks.
And she just sort of sends like a smiley face.
Okay.
Non-committal answers.
At least not in like, text that can be used as evidence.
What are you talking about? Yeah, apparently your personal assistant is slightly more savvy about what to text about than some people.
Well, still a teenager at this point. Just kidding.
Even teenagers are more sneaky than that, though. Come on.
I'm just a terrible
True.
teenager. I don't know how to text sometimes because I have been gifted with a personal assistant.
Okay. So as Rusty, as you're kind of getting ready, you're in your dorm room. Or I don't know if it's really dorm room, but your room. You notice that the hallway outside your room is really quiet.
Oh, I'd go take a look.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's usually not totally quiet. There's
Right.
always people around.
Right, yeah, all the other boarders,
Just poke my head out and take a look.
and it's just empty. It's it's vaguely reminiscent of how the stables were yesterday. It's unusually empty.
Yeah, go back to what I was doing.
Okay.
And that's how they kill you.
All right, so you all, nothing else happens. The hallway doesn't really start making noise again, though. Like, it's still pretty quiet as you continue to do your thing.
Yeah, maybe everybody's gone. Whatever.
On their way to the party.
Yeah, maybe. And eventually, 10 o'clock rolls around. And depending on whether
Katie
you're...
and I are going to be like ridiculously on time.
Yeah?
Like
Okay.
at 10, because we're so cool that way.
Uh-huh. So you get to Lizzie's house, which you've never been to. Like, you've seen it up there, it's one of those really nice houses, but why would you ever have been there? And it's really just palatial. Like, it's huge. It's beautiful. It has its own, like, grounds, which, we're in Seattle, so that's not easy to come by. And it's modern. It's very modern, but it's very large and very lovely. And there's a few cars parked along the drive, not very many, but a few. And most of them are pretty nice, but you're used to that. Everybody here has nice cars, or your school has nice cars. And the doors close. There's nobody outside.
Kind of look nervously at Katie, but then ring the doorbell.
Okay. And she like sort of nods at you, like, yeah, good job. And Pew, because you've been planning this party, you're actually there way more on time than you ever would be normally.
I'm
And the doorbell rings, and there's like nobody here yet. It's completely empty.
so I go in, open the door. Oh, it's you. Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Wasn't it 10? Did I get the time wrong?
oh, you got the time right. It's just that everybody shows up at least half an hour later. They need to consume alcohol beforehand to consume more alcohol here.
Should I come back?
Yeah, you should come back.
Okay, we'll be back in half an hour.
Yeah, there's a nice park down the street, and I know there's a nice park down the street. Just
Okay, see you later then. And like kind of almost run away.
Okay. Yeah, and Katie's like riding her heels. And eventually, like, people start trickling in. Actually, fairly shortly after you leave. Like, you just happen to be the first one. But, like, within a few minutes, there's more people who don't necessarily know the usual party etiquette. They kind of start trickling in. At what time are you guys planning to go?
I'm taking my time getting there because I know that people don't show up to parties
Right.
on time.
Right.
Hmm.
David?
I'm cramming the last bit of homework in that I didn't do the previous night, and then I figured it'd show up eventually.
Okay. Yeah. So the party's, starting to pick up a little bit by the time you get back.
So I show up relatively when I'm supposed to.
Okay. Okay.
And when I start seeing enough people like walking past the park that are like obviously on the way, then I like follow the crowd back.
Okay. Yeah. So eventually, so you get back and you kind of time it out where you end up showing up right about when David does. And at this point, the doors, not maybe open, but it's opening and closing enough that it's basically just open and like people are just walking in. And there's, more cars lining the walk and it's looking more like a party. There's people out in the front lawn.
Yeah, I just slip in with other people.
Okay. Yeah, and inside the DJ is tuning up. They're going, or I don't know if DJs tune up, but they're DJing up. And I don't know what sort of music you selected, if it was normal party music or the sort of music that you enjoy.
There's not enough Bauhaus. Nobody outside listening to Bauhaus.
So,
What? It's kind of hard to hear you.
yeah, you're super quiet and you're
sorry.
cutting in and out.
Sorry. I haven't, and like there's no Bauhaus playing yet, so.
Oh, okay. So we're good then.
So it's kind of party music, and we're in Seattle, so it's, maybe a little bit of grunge thrown in because you have to, because it's Seattle. And eventually, Rusty, you manage to make your way right about the normal time, just slip in with all the rest of the people. And this is not like a red cup beer party, right? Like this, everybody is much classier than that. There are cocktails, there are, actual glassware, and but it's still kids, and they're still partying. They're just it's like Whitman.
Sorry. For those of us who don't know what that means.
Okay, so normally when you go to college parties, right, it's like there's beer and people have like keggers and stuff. But at Whitman, if you go to a party, it's mixed drinks and like beer is totally unheard of.
I was
so
with the Ren Fair crowd. We drank mead.
So, it's like that. It's like everybody, there's a lot of alcohol, but it's mixed drinks. It's I guess cocktails are mixed drinks.
So there's an open bar basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
So
there
I'm gonna
are
wander towards
bartenders
the
who are
bar.
making all the drinks.
I'm gonna wander towards the bar and find a spot and find a drink.
Okay. This is a prep party. We drink imported fine wines. It's like, yeah, exactly.
Of course.
And
I
who
go to
knows
the
of good
bar and
bartenders?
ask for cola.
Okay. And they don't even like look at you funny. They hand you a cola. So it doesn't seem like maybe it's super abnormal to not drink alcohol. But it's,
Okay, I feel instantly actually a lot better just after that interaction.
yeah. There are certainly, most people around you are ordering alcohol, but the bartender wasn't faced. And
Excellent.
Katie gets like a Sprite.
Yeah, as long as it's not like a fellow student serving, they're probably going to be cool about it.
Yeah, no, it's like an actual bartender. And there's, in fact, multiple actual bartenders.
Gotcha.
And there's actually like some food off in a corner because Pew's personal assistant has like gone all out. And so there's some nice food, there's all the drinks. If there are drugs, they're not immediately apparent. So it doesn't seem quite as intimidating, perhaps, as you expected.
Excellent.
And Katie's kind of like, she's getting into it. She's having fun. And she
All right.
actually, like, people are starting to kind of do some dancing. And she kind of drags you out to dance with her.
Okay, no, I'll dance.
Okay.
I'm not the most elegant at it, but once I feel like I'm not terrified, I'm getting pretty into it. I'm just not. Yeah.
Okay. And Pew, your boyfriend, he's there, of course. And he comes up and asks you if you want to dance. And so you guys dance, and he kind of cuddles you a little bit while you're dancing, and you are totally mute.
I'm totally mute.
Yeah, now you're not.
Sorry. Oh, I went.
And they're paid not to judge aloud. Yeah. And David, it's, pretty much what you expected. Same with you, Rusty. Like, it's maybe, you've both been to parties. This isn't like a first for you guys. It is big. It's a bigger party than usual, but it's pretty standard.
Yeah, I get a drink and I'm not like slamming it, but I'm just carrying it around and just like working my way around the house.
Okay.
Looking at people and things and stuff.
Okay. And you get partway around, and somebody who you know of more than you actually know. She's just this girl from, maybe she's into theater, like you're not really sure. She kind of stops you with like a hand on your arm, and she's visibly drunk at this point. And she's like, Rusty, you made it!
Oh, hey. I didn't know if I'd see you here.
Oh, yeah, of course. I always come to these things. Sometimes. Hey, what are you drinking?
I just hand it to her.
And she just like downs half of it and then hands it back. And just kind of grabs your arm and pulls you over to the dancing.
Okay.
Okay.
I was at that point though eyeing the snack table.
Yeah, well,
a little bit.
You've been kidnapped. You can unkidnap yourself.
I'll go with it for now.
Okay. So you dance with her for a little while, and she's just steadily getting more sloshed. Surprisingly early for that, but whatever. And after a little while, as you all are doing whatever, getting snacks at some point or dancing, suddenly all the power goes out in the house. And it's just pitch black because, of course, it's nighttime. And, like, the music is gone. It's dark. And it's not stormy. Like, it was just, a perfectly nice day. It was actually kind of sunny today. But
I look out the window. Are the other buildings out, too, or is it just this one?
yeah, no, everything. The whole area is dark. Like, the streetlights are out. There's no power that you can tell anywhere.
I check my phone and Google Seattle power.
Okay, you try to check your phone and Google Seattle power, but when you pull out your phone, it's not functioning.
Like it won't even turn on?
No, there's nothing. Like you push the button and nothing happens. It's just dark.
I swear I charged this thing.
Yeah, I'm getting out my phone too and trying, but
Yeah, same thing happens.
Katie,
just nothing.
is yours working, Katie?
I don't know. And she pulls out her phone. You can't see. It's like really pitch black in this house.
Yeah.
But a second later, her voice comes back. She's like, "No, that's so weird. I don't understand."
Yeah, I was hoping to use it as a light.
Yeah, here. And she kind of like, you can feel like her hand sort of grab yours, and she's kind of moving towards maybe the direction of the door. Like, and people are by and large, like, it seems like that's kind of the direction people are going. Towards the
Okay,
outdoors.
and I follow.
Okay. Pew now stalks down her personal assistant and goes, "What's going on? Do you know what? Why is the power out?"
Who were you talking to? Sorry.
I was trying to talk to my personal assistant.
Oh, okay. So,
Or if I, yeah.
so she's like, you can't see her, but you get the feeling that she's just kind of looking at you like you're crazy. She's like, I don't know. Why would I know?
You're supposed to be able to handle
Figure it out.
anything.
Figure it out. This is not supposed to happen.
Yeah, well, my phone isn't working. Is yours working?
Even the backup generator? No, it's not. But even the backup generators aren't working. We
This isn't
planned
our
for
house. I don't know.
this. We planned for this in case, power outages. We should have a backup generator for parties like this.
I will make sure to have one next time.
Fine.
Here,
I,
why don't we just go outside? Yeah.
I was definitely next to the snacks table, and I just like grab blindly
Mm-hmm.
to where I thought some snacks were I wanted, and like grab a fistful before I start heading towards the door.
Yeah, good plan.
Excellent planning.
All right, so nobody seems to be panicked yet. People are just really confused, and a lot of them are drunk, so they're even more confused. And there's like sort of a bumbling, not really rush, but movement towards the door. And as that continues to happen, it gets more organized because people start figuring out where the door is because it's really dark. And their eyes start to sort of adjust, and there is like moonlight that kind of comes in through the window. So after a little while, it starts to become more apparent, where in the house people are. And so by and large, people seem to be making their way outside, possibly out the front or the back, but you all were in the front room. So you make your way out the front door, I assume.
On my way out, I grab one of the more expensive bottles and put it behind me and walk out.
Okay. Roll a d20 to see if you are able to actually figure out which bottles are more expensive in the dark. Okay, yeah, you manage to grab a bottle that you think is pretty nice and take it with you.
I'm asking, like, Katie, because she's more of a sciencey person than I am. Do you know of any like weather patterns that could knock out our phones? I mean, I get the power block going down, but like, I charged this. Like, is there something that could interfere with everything?
She's just like, now that you're outside, you can see her a little better. There's a little more light, and she just looks really kind of confused. She's like, I don't know, like a EMP or something. It's not really.
Yeah, I've read
sciencey.
about
It's not
EMPs,
weather,
but
but I don't know of anything that would take out my phone.
yeah, that's really weird.
And as you all get outside, people are milling around, and you notice some people go towards their cars, and just get in their cars, but none of the cars seem to be turning on.
Most of these aren't even electric cars, I assume, right? I mean, they're gas powered.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, there's certainly some that are electric, but mostly,
And I see this too.
yeah, anyone who's outside is noticing that.
Well, I mean, as someone who has seen the power go out all the time, I know this is really odd right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this seems
It's not
to be
that
more
hallway
than
though.
a normal power outage. Like, people are, now that they've tried their cars, and some of them are, more persistent than others, and they keep trying and trying and trying, and others try a couple times and then get out, and some hoods are being opened, and they're kind of looking around, and now you're starting to get the feeling that some people are starting to panic a little bit. Like,
I find a spot that's like out of the main area of traffic, like off to the side on the front porch or something, and just start watching everybody.
Okay.
I'm just like chilling, like hanging out, watching this all happen.
Uh-huh. What are the rest
Eating
of
some
you doing?
snacks.
Yeah, eating snacks.
Yeah, I'm probably also feeling kind of panicky.
Yeah.
I'm still inside arguing with my personal assistant
Okay.
on what we need to do.
Yeah, so you don't know any of this because you haven't seen people with the cars.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think Katie and I took the bus here, so we don't have our car, but just kind of looking around like nobody's car is starting. What the heck?
yeah. And they're starting to sort of do the same thing. Like, people are, now that they've started getting out of their car, they've checked their engine, people are starting to kind of call back and forth, like, hey, my car's not working, what the fuck? And, there's tension is rising because the cars aren't working, people's phones aren't working, there's no lights. Eventually, Pew, while you're still inside, Lizzie comes up to you and is like, what's going on?
I don't know. Do you know?
No, why would I ask you if I knew? I mean, it's really weird, right?
Yeah. Well,
Because
It
the
seems like
backup
there's a
generator
plan
should have
about
started working, like, when the lights went out.
Yeah, they should have.
Because we
They should have.
have backup generators, of course.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you know anything about them? Like, can we go check them or something?
I think so.
I mean, who here? Hey guys, are there any like mechanics out there? And like, it's just dead silent.
If I hear it, I'm definitely paying attention to them now.
Okay. Yeah, you can hear her because she was really loud. She was like trying to find somebody.
Well, do we have any candles at least? I mean, I
I'm-
know you've been planning for some time with Tom.
Yeah, but they're in my room. I
Oh.
guess I can try to get up there. And she starts like kind of stumbling away, like patting the wall because it's dark inside, and like the indoor hallways are pretty much just black. And then she just sort of disappears, and you can just hear kind of thump, thump, thump. But she's like, you know, making her way down the hallway. And she's gone for a few minutes. And while she's gone, those of you who are outside, the confusion about the cars continues. Some people have started like trying to pull out flashlights and stuff, those who actually had them, you know, in their car, and those aren't working, that you can tell. Like they're trying to hit flashlights, but then they're like, well, but you know, I mean, I don't know the last time I changed the battery in this thing. So that may or may not be weird, because nobody seems super concerned about the flashlights other than that it's something else that's not working.
I just go over to the tree who was standing under that? Rusty?
Yeah, I was off to the side somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just kind of want to stand next to something solid and just go under the tree and kind of lean against it because I'm sort of freaking out.
I walk towards the rest of them and offer the bottle to everybody.
I hold
actually
my hand
tempted.
out in kind with some snacks.
I'll take some snacks.
It's
Katie
like shrimp
totally
cocktail or
takes the
something, like a
bottle
little
from
bowl
you,
of it.
David.
Just give it. Okay, yeah, you do that.
She like drinks, you know, this really big gulp and
Don't
hands it
drop that.
back.
That's mine. Yeah. Talk.
Oh my god. Okay, so what's happening? And she takes some of your snacks, Rusty, to like wash down the alcohol.
That's all I do. I don't say anything. I just like hold my hand closer.
Okay.
What's happening? Snacks.
I'll take some snacks, but other than that, I'm kind of just feeling sort of really too freaked out to even answer.
Okay. So it's a quiet group.
Well,
Well, I'm
it's
just like-
a whole lot of nothing happening right now. No
Yeah.
no cars, no nothing. Something's seriously up.
Pew is starting to get concerned about her friend because she hasn't come back and it's been a couple minutes, so she's
Okay.
gonna go after her
Okay.
or attempt to find her.
Do you want
And
me to roll?
you know where her room is. You guys are friends. So as you're starting to head towards her room, and it's equally dark for you, you hear kind of the thump, thump, thump of her making her way back. And she gets to you and kind of just passes you, like she doesn't know you're there.
Oh.
Unless you say something.
Lizzie.
Oh,
Liz?
yeah, so I have the candles, but I don't know where a lighter is.
Oh, surely someone here smokes.
Oh yeah. Well,
Do you have a lighter?
And this is
The,
is this in the house or is this out
Yeah,
there?
they're
this
in
is
the
the
house right now.
Okay.
I have a lighter, of course. We were gonna do some
Yeah.
fun things
well,
later.
She like shoves the candles into you
Okay.
and like just kind of gives them to you.
Okay. So does my like Bic lighter work?
Yeah, actually it does.
So I'm able to light a few candles.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna start passing it to Lizzie and then
Okay.
to
And like
whoever I can-
she's definitely breathing easier now that there's some light, like something is functional in the world. And so she's like, okay, so should we go and check out the No, wait, there's no fucking mechanics in there. What do we do? She just looks to you like you are just her planner person. She has no idea how to function without you.
Well, probably should tell people that they should go home, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, we
Uh,
could just keep partying. It's just dark.
yeah, that's true. It's like a, ooh.
Maybe more people have candles.
Yeah, let's go ask. Let's go ask and see if anybody outside has any candles.
Okay. So you guys make your way outside, and you see that everyone's still just jumbled around. Like nobody seems to really have figured out what they're doing. They're all just standing by cars or under trees or whatever, looking really confused.
Does anybody have any candles or wants to party in the pack in the house with candles?
And a few people kind of look
Yeah,
up.
fresh out of candles over here.
Yeah, it seems to sort of be the general feeling as people are just kind of like, no, like why
Don't
would
really
I
carry
buy
those
those?
around.
No.
But if we're talking, it's probably like after 11 p.m. in April in Seattle here. It's probably at least a little chilly. So
Pretty chilly.
Yeah.
yeah, I would probably want to
And
at least
people
go
are in
back
party
inside.
clothes, so they're
Yeah.
not wearing much.
I'd probably want to go back inside. So
Okay, and
I'm
so,
almost out of snacks now, so I kind of want to go back in too.
Yeah, okay. So some people sort of make their way in. Nobody has any, like one person has a candle in their car that they like have for emergencies or something. So there's like a candle, but that's it. And some people kind of trickle back in with you guys, and a lot of people are just like, whatever, I'll figure it out in the morning, and like stumble off, in various states of soberness.
by candlelight, can I find Lizzie? Like, I
Yeah,
assume I know
she's
what
just
she looks
standing
like.
in the doorway now, holding candle.
I
She's
asked her
actually
if she has
beacon
a
at the moment.
Yay! I asked her if she has a landline I can try.
She
I
kind of
chuckle at that.
she looks at you and is like, maybe like in the kitchen for this like cook. I don't know. Like sort of
Okay.
wanders back to the kitchen with you and like looks around. Like, I don't see one, but if you can find one, go for it. And wanders back out.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just
It-
looking for a phone
okay.
that I'm kind of guessing probably won't work, but I just feel useless not trying something.
Yeah, roll a d20.
Yeah.
See if you can find a phone in the dark kitchen with a candle.
Just a sec. Wow, we're rolling pretty well on our investigation
Yeah,
checks.
you guys are. Okay, so you managed to look pretty thoroughly through the kitchen, and you don't find a phone. But you do, as you're coming back out of the kitchen, actually see one that's kind of off in like a side hallway. That
Okay.
maybe is like a servant's hallway or something. Like it doesn't look like it's used a lot.
Well, I have permission to use one if I find one, so I go up to that.
Mhm.
And yeah, pick it up, see if I hear a dial tone.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Put it back down.
And you kind of like, maybe you click a few times and it doesn't do anything. I
Yeah.
guess you don't click anymore, but you sort of turn it on, turn it off because it's like a wireless phone. It's not like an actual.
Well, that wouldn't work anyway.
They
wouldn't work
don't
in a
have
power
a
ad.
rotary
Anyway.
phone with a cord.
You don't have to have a rotary one, but if it's got a cord, it would work.
No, it's just like a wireless phone. It's like a really small, discreet wireless phone in the side of the wall.
Gotcha. Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Nope, it does. Nothing happens. Like you try to turn it on, it's just, dark.
Okay.
Okay, and the snacks are still there. They're still fine. There's like, you've got like a total of about 10 candles by the time Lizzie likes to make another trip to her room and grabs the rest of the candles she's got, and they kind of get set out. So it's pretty dark because it's like a really big house, and the main room that you've been partying in is quite large for 10 candles. So there's like a couple by the snacks and a couple by the drinks, and Lizzie's like confiscated one. It's hers, right? She's not gonna let anyone else hold this candle. You probably have one, Pew. And
Well, yeah, of course.
so it's pretty dark, and most people like they kind of drink for a little while or eat or whatever, but they're not super into it.
Okay.
I imagine a lot of people are a little too distracted by the weirdness of this to fully enjoy themselves.
Yeah, the really drunk ones are, just really drunk. They may or may not have noticed that anything weird is happening. Lizzie has no idea that anything weird. She's just like the power's off, whatever. She doesn't actually try to do anything else, so she doesn't really realize anything's weird. I think Pew probably doesn't really recognize that everything's crazy yet, because you were mostly inside, and it's just like the power's out and the backup generators didn't come on. Like as far as you've seen, that's pretty much it. Unless you start talking to people and figuring out what's going on.
I run into my boyfriend and go, "Oh, have you seen anything? Have you seen anything? Why is everybody still here? I mean, if the power's out, we only have 10 candles. I mean, why have people gone?"
I don't know. Maybe they just want to drink. I mean, you did invite everyone back in.
Yeah, I did, but usually I usually lose more people if something like this happens.
Maybe it's just a really good party.
Can you
I don't
check
know.
on the backup generators?
Can I?
Yeah. Do you know how to
Um,
work those things?
no. Why would I know how to work those things?
I don't know. You're a guy. You should know. things.
I mean, I guess I can go look at it. Where is it?
I think it's down in our basement. Here's a candle.
How do you get to the basement?
It's go straight and to the right, and then you're gonna go down a bunch of stairs.
Okay. And he just like looks at you funny and takes off.
He's never coming back.
Pretty much.
And we've
People will
lost
hear
the
some,
first victim to the horror film.
screams and gurgling sounds coming soon.
Okay.
I take out a deck of cards I had in my purse and just start like playing solitaire in the corner by candlelight.
I just got like a non-alcoholic beverage and some snacks, and I'm kind of milling around.
Okay. And while you're doing that, the caterers and the bartenders are kind of packing up. They're like, they're not necessarily putting things away. Like you get the feeling they're just going to leave stuff, but they're going to take off. And so one of them kind of motions you over, Pew, and is like, I don't know where your assistant is, but we're done. We're going home.
Okay.
If you
Just
want,
go.
we can leave the stuff or not, whatever.
Yeah, just leave the alcohol, leave the food, and there's still people here. So go on. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what's going on? Have you heard anything? Is your
No, my
working?
phone's not working. I don't know. I no idea. It's really weird.
Okay.
Maybe there's like a sunspot or something. Like, isn't that supposed to take out phones? Maybe.
Yeah, they are, I guess. I just didn't think that there were supposed to be any sunspots anytime soon.
I don't know. I don't really pay attention. And they like take off. They're gone.
Okay.
And some people are starting to kind of wander off. Like nobody's car is working still, but they're kind of taking off. And some people are just kind of like huddling up, like they're just gonna go to bed because like they're cold and they don't want to go outside. So you're noticing they're starting to like just kind of walk up the stairs and make their way, like they're just kind of taking over the house.
Okay. Well, it's not my house, so.
Yeah. And like Lizzie notices too, but she doesn't seem very disturbed, other than that she like goes back to her room and like does something. Unless you follow her, like you don't know, but she goes like, I'm just gonna take care of something, and goes to her room and then comes back a few minutes later.
Okay. Oh, where were you, Lizzie?
What? I just wanted to make sure nobody was like having sex in my bed.
Oh, yeah. Gross. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't care about anything else, but I just like put up a sign that said don't use this room.
Okay.
I mean, if anyone's gonna have sex in my bed, it should probably be me.
Totally. It
Yeah.
totally should. Is Tom still here?
I don't know. I kind of haven't seen him for a little while. But she kind of just looks around. I don't know. Have you seen him?
I haven't. I haven't. I haven't seen him since the beginning of the party.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying much attention, actually. Oh my god, do you think he left with somebody else?
He probably did. That
No, what? Who? Was he flirting with somebody?
Well, he's probably flirting with Amelia again because she's just so cute.
No, she's just a fucking slut.
Well, yeah, she is, and she just has to wrap every single boy around her little finger.
Well, if she took Tom, I'm done with him. Like he wouldn't sleep with her.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him.
What? You think Tom like is a cheater?
Honey, he's got all the skills to
Did
be a
you
cheater.
sleep with him?
No.
Yeah, right. I don't even
Boyfriend.
fucking believe you anymore. Bye. And she's like walks away from you.
Oh. I'm visibly upset.
And she's like walking around, probably looking for Tom.
Okay. Okay. So
And you
So
have
my
no
friend
idea
is-
where your assistant is. She's gone somewhere.
she's gone somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll start looking for my assistant again.
Okay.
Should I roll dice?
Yeah, just roll a d20.
Shoot, I can't roll. Give me a moment.
Oh, you're doing it the hard way, I can tell.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, no, now you're typing. Maybe not.
Yeah,
You
I
can
was
also
gonna
use the
real
little
dice,
thingy
but-
that,
That little thingy.
the little
Too
dice
easy.
icon.
Did I roll?
Okay.
Yeah, you rolled.
You have no.
You do a whole
particular-
lot of nothing.
Yeah. Like it's really dark and there are a lot of people in here and a lot of them are kind of like just in groups, and unless you're like going to like physically separate the groups and look at each person's face, it's really hard to tell who's who. And you don't have any luck finding your assistant.
All right. All right.
I grab my bottle and a candle and head upstairs and go try to look out some of the windows from one of the higher floors, trying to see what's going on elsewhere through the city.
Okay. So you go to grab a candle and you find people are like, wait, what? You can't take that candle. Like, we need it.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on. You can sit here and do nothing if you want. I'm taking this fucking candle.
Oh, okay, just bring it back.
And whatever.
All right, so you take your candle and you make your way upstairs.
I find looking for a window.
Okay, well, that's super easy. You find a lot of windows.
Well, one that's high enough that faces the city and I can see out the whole area.
Okay, yeah, so you make your way up, and it's actually like there's 3 stories, and so you go up to the 3rd floor, and manage to get in the direction facing the city, and you're actually like in a bedroom at this point, and there's somebody in the bed, but they're not making noise. So you just continue to the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a demon.
So you make your way to the window, and you see your reflection with a candle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you see because you've got a candle and it's dark out there.
So much for ideas. All right.
Cup your hand to the window and look at that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
you've walked to windows with lights, right?
Yeah, I understand. It's just, yeah. All right. Well, I take the candle and make sure that the person on the bed is still alive and walk back downstairs.
Okay. The person on the bed appears to still be alive. They're just passed out drunk or just passed
Okay.
out, but they don't move. when
Shoes
you,
are
like-
on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a girl. She's just laying there.
I head back downstairs.
Okay. And you make it downstairs, and they're like, "Hey, dude, bring the candle back."
No. Walk away.
Fuck, man. But they like don't pursue. They just grumpily go back to, talking or whatever. And yeah, your solitaire game is not going very well. You're not going to win this one.
Is it pretty late at this point?
Yeah, it's coming up around midnight now. Like, it's been a while that nothing has been happening.
Like, if it's showing no sign of like anything improving, I start looking for, like, I'm just gonna assume that most of the bedrooms are already taken by now, so I just go into like another room and see if there's a couch with a throw on it I could use or something to kind of lie down.
Okay. And you find that the couches in the other rooms are also all taken. Like, it was a big party. There were a lot of people here.
Uh-huh.
And although a lot of them cleared out, some people kind of came back in after a while. And, like, it's pretty full, like, the house. It's not full, but all of the surfaces that look comfortable seem to be taken, at least on, the first floor.
I'm gonna just keep looking through different rooms, looking for someplace to crash, and I assume Katie's probably still with me.
Okay. Yeah, she's just following you. And you kind of make your way upstairs and look through the rooms, and you see a bunch of people in the beds in various states of awakeness/dress, and various states of affront over the fact that you just opened a door. Some of them yell at you. Some of them are passed out, various things. But all of the beds that you find are taken.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll check out the basement.
Okay.
Well, I just see dead people.
Hey, maybe they've got furniture in the basement. Some people have fully furnished basements. Who knows?
Okay, so you make your way. If you're trying to talk, Stu, I don't hear you. I just see blue light.
No, I wasn't. I was
okay.
just adjusting in my chair. So.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure because it was like flickering on. Okay, yeah, so you make your way to the basement and it takes a little while. Like, you have to find your way to the basement because you don't know this house.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually you find some stairs that lead downstairs. Did you take a candle with you, or are you just wandering around in the dark?
Yeah, I took the one I was playing solitaire too.
Okay. So you managed to go downstairs, and you find that you are in a basement that is, if not fully furnished, at least, like, it's got walls and floors, and it's not awful. It just seems to be sort of mostly storage.
Okay.
And, there does seem to be a lot of furniture, but it's kind of piled up in things, and there's sheets over things, and it's actually super spooky.
Okay, so it's not really a place I want to crash. So, like, unless I notice anything, I'm probably just going to head back up again.
Okay. Yeah, it's dark and quiet, and there's a lot of stuff that in the dark with a flickering candlelight just looks like it's moving, but it's probably the candle. Like, it's a storage basement in the night, in the dark, with a candle.
Okay, yeah, I probably head back up pretty quickly then.
Okay. You don't hear anything. Nothing seems to be following you.
Excellent.
Is Fu's boyfriend still down there?
You didn't see anybody.
So I'm gonna walk over to Rusty and say, hey, and ask him, hey, do you happen to live over and wherever the two of us happen to live nearby each other? And it's like, hey, do you want to just get the hell out of here and just go and leave?
I was like, yeah, we could head back to campus because I'm bored at campus. So.
Well, we could at least see if there's something different going on there.
Yeah, why not?
See if anybody else wants to go.
Sure.
Am I made it back up at this point?
Yeah, you're back upstairs.
Yeah, if I hear them like gathering people to go, I'll be like, yeah, I'm getting really nervous here. I think I'd rather move on.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could at least check out the school. Maybe there's more people there who know what's going on.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and if nothing else, it's probably pretty secure. Like, it's fenced and gated and stuff.
Well, that's if we can get in.
If
But
we can.
maybe on the way wherever we're on
Well,
our way
Rusty
there, we might see something.
theoretically has a way of getting in if he lives there.
Yeah, I should be able to get in.
He's got
Although
a
if
key
it's
card.
like a key card, that might not work. But we'll see what happens.
He definitely has a key card.
Well, we might as well see what's going on here, so we're not going to get any answers looking
Yeah,
through this
nothing.
house.
Nothing's happening here, so.
Okay. So, Pew, you're also in the room and you overhear them talking about going to campus. Lizzie's like run off in a huff. You haven't seen her for a while.
Mhm. I haven't seen my personal assistant.
You haven't seen your
For a
personal
while.
assistant. It's just you.
My boyfriend's disappeared.
Yeah,
I
most
know.
people are sleeping. Like, it's pretty much just these weird kids and you, like, still awake in this room.
I approach him and go, can I join you while you go to the campus? Because nothing's happening here.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen around, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. And more the merrier. Like, I feel safer actually with more people.
Yeah, probably. Oh. Do you have pepper spray on you? Like, don't you carry that? I mean, because there's
Me?
Katie's like,
Yeah.
yeah, actually, I do. I have some in my purse.
Because when you go downtown, it is. Ooh, sometimes. I do not like going downtown. That's just me.
I just carry it because my mom makes me, but okay, yeah.
I mean, I have a safety whistle.
Okay, so we're safe, right?
I give them all weird looks, but don't say anything. And I'm just like, huh, okay, whatever.
I roll my eyes and start heading towards the door.
Okay. So, Katie follows. I assume the rest of you follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you make your way outside. And it's still dark. People have abandoned their cars by and large. Like, some of them just left the hood up. Most of them didn't. Most of them closed them again. But they're just sitting there. Like, all these, like, just cars just sitting there. Nobody. It's just empty outside because it's cold. It's, especially for party clothes. It's gotten chilly out. And you start making your way down the hill towards campus, which is, about a mile walk. So it's going to take a minute. And from where you are, you can sort of see a little bit of the city, and it's just dark.
Now
The
we can
whole
see the
city, like not even
Like,
the
from
area.
what you can see, you can't even see, like, how normally you sort of see a glow in the sky above the city? Like, there's nothing. In fact, you can see stars that you had no idea existed. Like, millions and millions and millions of stars.
Guys, I thought it was just like the blocks around us, but I mean, we should be able to see lights from Seattle.
Yeah, we should. I mean, I can't even see Space Needle.
That is weird. We should be able to see Safeco Field from here too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Isn't there like a football game or soccer game tonight too?
Well,
this
not at
late.
midnight.
Well, they have lights on. After that.
Yeah, there at least should have been something. Not to mention at least the high rises.
Do we
Yeah,
see
something.
any other people out on the sidewalks?
Not really, but you're not really in a super populated area.
I mean, I realize in Seattle, nobody walks anywhere, but if the cars aren't working, maybe they would be.
Right, and they might be, but you're in a very residential area that is very widely spaced residential. Like, there aren't that many actual houses here. There's mostly like grounds, and so it's pretty empty. So it's hard to get a feel for whether there would whether people would be out. It might
Okay.
just be that you're in a place with not a lot of people.
Okay.
So you keep walking towards campus, and you really just don't run into anybody. It is like, going on 12:31 now, so it's pretty late. But it's not quiet. Like, you can hear sounds. It's not like just dead silent. There's people sounds, just not technology people sounds. Like,
Okay.
you can sort of hear, there's some like maybe someone playing an instrument far in the distance that you can hear. You can hear sort of some like yelling, a little bit of screaming, but not a lot, not like there's tons of people screaming, but a little bit. You can hear some kids, just making loud kid noises, like kind of far distant, all of them, but there's people sounds for sure.
All right. So do we make it to the campus?
Yeah, and you don't notice anything particularly untowards other than the longer this goes, the more, like, as you're walking, you're noticing that the screaming that you heard is starting to get, there's a little more of it. Like, there's sort of, it's not like
A general
absolute
sense of
horror
panic.
scare, but yeah, more like a general sense of panic type of screaming. Not like, oh my God, something's trying to kill me, but like, what is going on? Like, more people are becoming aware that something is happening, and there's sort of more turmoil going on, probably in the distance.
Okay.
Weird.
Hey, Rusty, does that key get you into the school or just your dorm area?
Usually just the dorm area. One time it worked on a bunch of doors, but then they fixed it. I don't know, we could try, but maybe, I don't know if it'll work, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is a key card like scanner thing at the gate, but the light on that is not on. And when you put your key card up to it, nothing happens.
But hey, if it's locked electronically too, maybe that's disabled. What if we just try like forcing the door open?
Yeah. We can do
Yeah,
it.
just pull on the door and check it.
Okay, so you pull on the door and it actually just opens.
Nice.
What the fuck kind of security system?
That is a
Right.
terrible security system, but we will keep that in
Sorry,
mind.
with security systems, when the power goes out, they fucking lock.
Maybe it was
Some of them
opened
are
after
bad.
the power went out.
Hmm.
Anyway, it opens.
I'll be like, I definitely need to tell the administration about the security
just-
hole when the power comes
That's
back on.
just to get back on the grounds, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when you get in and you try to close it behind you, you notice it doesn't latch.
Leave it. I'm just like, whatever. Don't
Okay.
care.
And on campus, everything is very quiet.
Kind of expected more people to be here. Anybody see anything?
Roll 20s, everybody. Roll d20s. For everybody who's paying attention and cares.
Oops. Let's try that again.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, none of you notice anything.
Apparently, we're a bunch of blind fucking idiots.
Well, it's really dark.
You know how you were all saying you were rolling really well tonight?
We used them up.
That has gone away.
Oh, that is terrible.
I'm
bad.
I'm continuing my fabulous rolls.
So yeah, you're looking around, you're trying to find somebody. It's just dark. Like, campus is weird at night. Rusty, it's normal for you, but for everyone else, you've never been to
Yeah.
school at night. Like, this is really weird.
I've
Guys,
come and gone before at this hour, but
Yeah.
I'm just really nervous because that door was not locked. I have a personal item that I keep in my personal practice room. Can I just go make sure like nobody stole it? I'm really nervous.
Yeah, you do whatever, man.
sure.
Go for it.
Okay.
So did you guys try
Yeah.
to bring candles with you?
Oh yeah. I mean, if we're the
Yeah.
only ones awake,
Oh,
there's no
Well,
reason
but
we wouldn't take.
I mean, I assume that you didn't keep them lit the whole time.
I still
Well,
have
how-
a big lighter.
Yeah. I
Unless you
still
like
have a
walk
lighter,
really
too,
slow with
but
your
I
hand in
haven't
front of the
used
candle.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it was pretty
Yeah.
light out because you got used to it and the moon was out.
Yeah, but I think we took them.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna like ask someone to help me light mine again because I don't have a lighter.
I just
Um,
pull out a lighter and light it.
Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna check on my practice room.
Okay. You go to the door to the actual like school building, and it's
Mhm.
closed.
I try it.
It doesn't open.
I pull really hard.
Okay, roll a d20.
Okay. Oh yeah, because I have a character sheet and I think I have a -2 on strength.
I think you might be right.
Oh, so I have a 0.
Yeah, it doesn't
Five.
open.
I think you actually like hit yourself on the door at that point.
Hey, it wasn't a 1. It wasn't a critical fumble.
Did she go by herself?
I don't know, did she?
Katie would follow me, I think, but I
Okay.
don't know if the rest of you guys did.
Did you guys follow her or did you just watch her?
No.
Do not from a
So
distance.
since I know Rusty lives here, I'm gonna be like, hey, do you know how to get inside? Well, although I guess nobody would steal it if they can't get inside. Yeah.
Is there like windows at ground level or at the door?
Yeah, there's a bunch of windows.
Decorative. I definitely find a landscaping rock and just chuck it through a window.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, when she says that, I'm just like, they can afford it.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, that's true.
That works.
So you throw a rock through the window and it goes. Well, actually, roll a d20.
Roll better than me.
Roll something.
Okay, yeah, it goes through the window. No problem. There's now a nice chunk out of a window.
Well, that's why I asked in the door. Like, was there one in the door?
Oh,
Like,
in the door. There's one next to the door,
yeah, that.
like a big picture window right by the door.
Boom. Nailed it.
Okay. Yeah, well, the picture window is now less picturesque.
Okay.
Is there space to go through?
Yeah. Well, no, you would have to like break more to make space. There's just kind of like the rock went through and there's kind of some spider webbing and cracking and stuff, but not, like it didn't take out the window. But it would probably be pretty easy at this point. The structural integrity is definitely gone.
Yeah, I take something that's not my hand and just like prod at it till it falls out. So
Okay.
there's space.
Okay. So you managed to make enough space to crawl through the window with hopefully a minimum of hurt.
Cool. And then-
Here, I have a sensible jacket and lay that over the edge of the window.
There are 4 edges of a window.
Well, the bottom one.
Okay.
Painful one.
The one that you're gonna have to crawl over.
Wait, I thought this was like a door-sized window. Can't
Yeah,
we
it's
just
pretty
is it?
big.
Oh, it goes to the floor?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay,
like a
never
big
mind.
picture window.
You don't have to like haul yourself up on the edge or anything. Okay.
Not
never
really.
mind.
I mean, there's a little bit of a ledge, but not a big one.
Okay,
So we
then I'm
step
still
over.
wearing my sensible jacket.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, just go on in.
Okay.
I guess
So-
I'll go with because it's a whole thing now.
Okay.
I kind of want to see, since I broke a window, see what we're going after.
Okay. Notably, nothing happens when you break a window other than a broken window.
Well, yeah, there's no power.
Right.
At this point, I'm honestly not too worried that anybody tried to steal my stuff if it's this hard to get in here. But as long as we're in here, I'm just gonna go look anyway.
Well, you guys have checked one door. So, I mean, I don't
That's
know.
also true.
But,
That's also
okay.
true.
So you make your way to the practice room. And that door is also closed.
Okay, and yeah, I imagine my key card wouldn't work on it.
Try.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah,
And it does.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I
Did,
sort of
did Stu bring his key? The rock, not the key.
I could go get it or get a rock. Just down. It's gonna be like down a hallway, so I could just go back and get the same rock sitting.
There
inside
are
on the
no
floor.
windows between the hallway and the practice room.
yeah, it's gonna be soundproofed.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I guess nobody can have gotten in there, so I'll get it, when the school's back and running again.
Okay.
Now I'm just kind of frustrated because my guitar's in there and I really want it now just because when you fixate on something
Yeah,
to begin
right.
with, it's just like,
It's
oh man, I
thing.
want it.
All right.
So it's still just quiet. Like even the crashing of the window didn't bring anybody.
Even the grounds.
I can't hear you, Elizabeth.
Not even the groundkeepers.
Nobody. Yeah,
Groundskeepers?
nothing.
Nobody. Hmm.
Of course, you don't necessarily know where the groundkeepers would live. Rusty might, but
Yeah.
who knows? They might be on campus, maybe not. Who knows? It is 1 a.m. or so.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna head back to my room. So I guess you can find a place to crash there if you want, or whatever. Don't. I guess.
I mean, does your dorm has like a common area, right? Could we,
Yeah, there's
use a
lounges
couch?
and stuff.
Okay, cool. Let's go. I mean, there's got to be a couch.
Yeah, there's definitely
Sure.
couches in the lounge
Yeah, let's
areas.
go.
I've never actually been to the dorms here. Can you lead the way?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Thanks.
just start heading that way.
Okay. So y'all make your way back out the window?
I just go out the
Sure.
door. I assume it opens from the inside.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So you go out the door. And as you close it, it latches behind you. Or, as you get out, it closes behind you and latches. Not that that's much security considering there's a big window next to it, but it does close again and it's still locked. And you make your way toward the boarding rooms. And it's kind of like a side of campus. It's like there's like the school and a lake, and like various, like I can make a map of campus, but the dorm or boarding rooms or whatever they're called is kind of like behind a hill thing, so it's pretty private. Like by and large, living on campus, you have a lot of privacy from the other students, other than the other ones that live with you, because they try to keep it separate. And so, like, you probably have never even seen that building before if you've had no reason to go over there. And it's also like everything else at school. It's very nice. As you get to the front, you can see like it's, all beautifully architectured, because that's English. Beautifully designed. And sort of is reminiscent of, as is the rest of the school, like just old, not quite Gothic architecture, but sort of a European feel. Like they're trying to sort of emulate some of those Ivy League colleges that you are prepping to go to. And you get to the door and it is closed.
Or try it.
Yeah, it doesn't open.
Would I know other ways to get in? Like, have I ever forgotten my key card before, and would I know how to get in?
Considering it's you, yeah.
All right, I just
Whether or not you've
go-
forgotten your key card, but you would have made a note. You would have figured out ways, right? I assume.
Yeah, I just go for whatever seems like
Okay.
the way to do it.
And you found that along on one side, kind of back in the kitchen area, there's a window that is just like a sliding window that the lock doesn't work right. Whether or not you made that be the case is up to you. But the lock doesn't work right, so you can just open it from the outside and climb in.
Cool. I like walk around with them, and then I'm just like I can climb in and open the door.
Okay. Yeah, and
so
there's
just-
also a kitchen entrance, so you can just open the door right there if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So you all come in, and it's just a big, sort of commercial kitchen. That is very dark.
I pause for a second to crack the fridge and check for something to drink.
Okay. There's tons of drink in there. I mean, there's like multiple fridges. The drink one. You all are allowed to come to the kitchen and get snacks and food and whatever whenever you want. Like, there's no rules about that.
Yeah, I
So-
just grab something refreshing and
Okay.
well, they won't have alcohol on campus, but
Yeah. And the fridges are kind of starting to get not warm, but definitely not as cold as they would be.
Are we allowed to
grab a
drink this
spare
stuff?
too. Yeah, I just like grab something and hand it to her,
Yay!
and then I grab another one for myself.
Are you sure we won't get in trouble?
Yeah, come on,
Okay.
it's fine. And just keep going, and then kind of as we get in, like lead them up to my floor, and then like point out the common areas around and all that.
Okay. Yeah. And there's like a main common area that really isn't used very much. It's super uncomfortable, and the couches are like upholstered really nicely, and it's horrible. But as you get to the lounge areas for like the groups of rooms, because there's like groups, everyone has their own room, of course, and they're quite nice. But they also have like a lounge area for every 4 or 5 rooms. And so those are much more comfortable and sort of homely. Or homey, not homely. So, and there's plenty of those because there's, quite a few people who board at the school. So.
Is there anyone else around at all that we noticed?
Not wandering around. That doesn't mean they're not in their rooms, but you don't see anybody out wandering the halls.
Okay, and then I point out where the bathroom is.
Okay. Yeah, and there's a bunch of bathrooms, but maybe the one's closest to whatever you're putting them to sleep. And as you're sort of
They don't
talking,
have codes on the doors, do they?
the individual rooms.
No, the bathrooms.
Oh, the
I'm
bathrooms.
just thinking my
No, you can
actual
just go
college
into the
bathrooms had
bathroom.
electronic locks. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Because
no,
that would be
they're
a
fine.
problem. Good.
It's pretty high security to get into this building, so they're not too worried about the bathrooms.
The bathroom locks were to keep the male students out.
Yes, well, these are
Yeah,
separate
but it's also a
areas.
classy institution. So
All right.
So you were in the male section of the boarding room house place. And
Oh, but
as
it's
you're
so
sort of
sexy.
showing people where things are and stuff, actually somebody from one of the rooms, like you hear some movement and then one of the door opens and one of the other students sort of pokes his head out. He's like, hey, you're here, there's people. I thought it was just gonna be empty forever.
yep, we were out partying. Whole city's dark.
Wait, what do you mean empty? Aren't there more people?
I think everybody went to some party or something. I don't know. I passed out, went to bed, and I woke up and it was dark and nobody was here.
You didn't make it to the party?
No.
I love that that's your concern right now.
Oh, hey, Lizzie. Or not Lizzie.
Yeah.
Pew. Hey, Pew. I'm sorry I didn't make it to your party. I meant to, but I was working and I just went to sleep.
Oh, okay, fine.
So what's going on? You said it's dark everywhere?
Lights are out.
Yeah, looks like power's out all over.
Oh. All right, well.
More than just power, the cars wouldn't start.
Oh.
Is your phone working, dude?
Hold up a sec. And he goes back into his room and then he comes back and he's holding his phone. He's like, no, it's just dark. It was on the charger. When the power goes out, does it reverse charge?
I don't think it sucks it out of your
I didn't think
Dude,
so
how
either, but
high
that's
are
weird,
you
right?
now?
I just sigh at that. I'm just like,
How are these people Ivy League prep students?
No, I actually answer him very kindly. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It
Yeah,
should
okay. I
still
didn't
work.
think so, but I don't know.
I roll my eyes and walk down the hallway.
So when he's
muttering
a
to myself.
freshman, you guys know it. You don't really know him because he's young and he hasn't been there very long.
well, I've seen him around. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's,
you
right-
you know him a little more because you're from the same area, but nobody else would have had any particular reason to get to know him probably. He's like, well, I guess I don't know. Just I'm gonna go back to bed unless you have ideas.
No clue. I'm hoping that in the morning the faculty will be back at school and
Yeah,
can tell us what's going on.
I figure if we're gonna figure something out, we might as well do it when it's daylight.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So we'll probably just crash and wake up in the morning.
yeah. Sleep well, I guess. Sorry again, Pew. I didn't make it to your party. Hopefully it was fun.
I kind of shrug in ascension.
And it's nice to meet you all. He's goes back into his room and closes the door.
Yeah, I head over to a couch.
Okay. And yeah, there's, multiple couches just in this little lounge area, so you could probably all fit here if you wanted to. Or you could sort of disperse.
So what time is it?
It's probably 1:30. It didn't take that long once you got to campus to wander around.
Well, I'm going to try to make my way back to my house.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
And
you
your
said
house
you
is
live
a
nearby.
little... Oh, is your house close by?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we said we were walking this way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you can start heading towards your house if you want. And everyone else is just going to crash here?
Yep.
Yeah,
My house
I'm gonna
is back.
point out my room that's like right there, and then just go to bed.
Okay.
I pick a couch that's close to that room.
Okay. Yeah, you can go to like the lounge area, like the doors kind of come off of that lounge area. So it's like right there. And Pew, your house is not that close. Like you drive to school every day. So it would be a bit of a hike.
Okay. Well, I'll crash in one of the couches nearby.
Okay. So you all sort of bed down. And as you're sort of laying there, well, you all do except David, who's starting to head towards home. Those of you who are still on campus notice that the air starts feeling kind of like tingly. Like if pins and needles had a feeling like that was external, it would kind of be that, but very, 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 very slightly. Like electricity kind of, but not like nothing that's like painful or uncomfortable, just like sparkly, like a sparkly feeling to the
I
air.
sometimes get that when I haven't had enough sleep lately, so I'm probably just assuming that's it and
Okay.
trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I think that's weird, so I'm like awake and like thinking about it.
Okay. And David, as you're heading home, you don't notice it as much because you're moving, and like just the act of moving is enough to make it not as noticeable because it's so faint. But you do sort of feel like something is just a little off.
I look over my shoulder and then just kind of like increasing my pace as I head home.
Okay. And roll a d20.
First day, we've already split the party, man.
Motherfuckers.
Okay. You think maybe you catch, like when you look over your shoulder, you catch like some movement out of the corner of your eye, but you're not sure if you did or not.
Well, they already sped up.
Yeah,
Yeah, so okay. So you just keep going.
I keep going.
Okay.
Better to make it home and try to figure out what's going on in the morning. But I go a little bit faster and I think about locking everything up
Okay.
really securely tonight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you make it just a little bit further, and you for sure think that you hear something behind you.
Mm.
Like it doesn't sound like human footsteps necessarily, but there's something making noise behind you.
So I call out and, hello?
Okay,
Anybody
do you turn
there?
around and look?
No, I'm just kind of like facing the same way, and then I
Okay.
kind of like turn around and turn around again, kind of looking around in all directions.
Okay. And well, roll a d20. Okay. You still don't really see anything, but again, like as you're turning, you think that you see like movement in the corner of your eye. Like it's sort of like as you're moving, something is moving not quite the same, maybe, or the way it should, but you can't quite pinpoint it, and nothing answers your call.
Mm.
And Elizabeth, you have disappeared if you're trying to talk.
Yeah, I am gonna go turn on my light, so I'm
Okay.
gonna be right back.
Oh, whoa, it got dark over there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now I can see.
So, do I run back? All right, chat. Do I run home, or do I start looking around?
I think you should run back here, but you know.
There was lots of couches.
There are lots of
Yeah.
couches. That's true.
And safety in numbers.
And you're right about
Yeah.
halfway at this point. Like you know, you're right either way. It's about the same amount of time.
Hmm. No, I start running back to my house.
Okay. So as soon as you start running, like right in front of you, suddenly there is a dark shadow. Like maybe 10 feet ahead of you. Like just out of nowhere, just bam, there's a dark shadow. Like a,
All right,
like a
I can see
silhouette,
you, like-
not a shadow.
If you're somebody I know, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
There's no response or movement.
Hmm. Well, that's significantly creepy. I turn back around and start heading back towards the school, but I constantly turn around looking to see where,
Okay. As soon
looking to
as
see if something's there.
you turn around, it's not there anymore.
Hmm. So yeah, I start heading back towards the school, but I'm just looking around and kind of exploring my way back,
Okay. And are you walking or running?
walking.
Okay. So you get a little ways without anything appearing in front of you. And as you're looking around, you don't see the silhouette again. But there's this flash of light off to your right, like about half a block down a street. Not
Well,
the direction
first
you're
light
going.
we've seen. I head towards the light.
Okay. And you get to where the light came from, but it was just a flash, it wasn't like, it's not a steady light, and there's nothing there.
I continue to look around for where the light may have came from.
Okay, roll a d20. You've seen all the rolling now. You've split your party.
There you go.
Okay. So you don't, you can't figure out where the light came from necessarily, but now that you've stopped and you're looking around, that sparkly feeling that you didn't really notice before is a lot stronger around you right here. Like now for sure you feel it, and it's acutely different than anything that you're used to, but not unpleasant or painful, just really different. Yeah, it's like sparkly feeling.
Okay. Trying to figure out what the hell we're supposed to do with this. Huh. Well, something here. I look towards the street sign and try to remember where I was, and then I head back towards the school.
Okay, and you know this area pretty well, so you know where you are. It's normal. The street signs are normal. It's all how it usually is, other than some weirdness. And as you're heading back towards the school, again, you see in a different place, sort of ahead and to the left this time, another flash of light.
I run towards it, trying to catch it this time.
Okay, and as soon as you start running, again, a silhouette appears in front of you.
I'm gonna smack the fuck out of somebody, that's for sure. I look around for like a stick or a rock or something.
Okay, roll another d20.
Jeez, come on.
It's dark out. Things aren't easy to find.
Not to mention, I don't know how many like rocks and sticks are necessarily lying by the street side in Seattle,
Right.
depending on where you are.
So you don't really find like rocks or sticks, but you do find like a piece of, well, I guess it is a stick. Like you find like a branch that has fallen down that's like you could see it under a tree, but it's not like directly beside you. But it's, a little ways away, like 15 feet away.
So I'm gonna go pick it up, and I turn around. Do I see the shadow again?
It's gone.
Might want to
Alright.
keep that on you though.
Yeah. So it's just a branch.
Yeah, it's not like a super strong branch, but it's something.
Okay. Throwable.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
It's
So I start
kind
walking-
of long, and it's like a pine branch, so it's got some pine needles and stuff off the edge. But
So
it's a
I'm gonna
branch.
slowly start walking towards the direction I was before and continue on.
Okay, like towards the school.
Yeah.
Okay. Towards where the light was, or just towards the school?
Well, no, you already said there was nothing there when I turned around.
Oh, yeah. Well, the light was just a flash, but the silhouette is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go back towards my original course.
Okay. So you keep making your way towards the school, and you think, again, it's sort of like how the movement was in the corner of your eye. Like you think you hear a voice that's saying something that you can't quite make out. Like it's there, but it's not there. And you can't even really figure out where it's coming from. But it's like, it's just it's just like you're trying to catch it, but you can't quite hear it.
Hmm. I continue walking towards the course, towards where I was before, but I'm just kind of like looking in all directions, trying to figure out where it's coming from.
Okay. And you get a little further, and suddenly there is a flash of light, but this time it's like right on top of you. Like the light is like right there. It's just, again, it's a flash of light, just like the other ones, and then it's gone.
I walk towards it and kind of poke the stick I have at it, where
Okay.
it was.
And it's just air. Like there's nothing there.
Okay. And how close am I to the school at this point?
You're pretty close. You're all but at the school. Like the gates are just like right in front of you a little ways.
So I'm going to walk towards the gate.
Okay. And you make it in the gates. It's still unlocked.
While time's going on, does the tingly feeling get worse for us too? Like, do I notice it get stronger?
It
once I
seems
noticed-
to sort of be like ebbing and flowing a little bit.
All right, that's odd. I'm gonna get up and go out into the lounge.
Okay.
Take a blanket and pillow out there, but stay awake.
Okay.
So
Are you
just like
guys
this-
still awake out there in the lounge?
I'm half asleep.
Yeah, I think I'm like halfway too.
Okay. So as you're sort of half asleep, Rusty's door opens and he's holding a blanket and pillow and he comes out into the lounge.
And
Yeah, I
just
probably
said,
just sort of,
figured I'd camp out here too.
I kind of like mumble at him and roll over or something.
Okay. Okay. And David, you've made it back. Did you go to the dorms?
No.
Okay, so you don't actually necessarily really know where the dorms are, probably?
No. So I'm walking around the campus and like looking for a way in
Into...
where everyone else was, because I was with them when I left.
Yeah, he did come to the dorm, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came with us and he left from the dorms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the
Okay.
dorms.
So you know how to get to the dorms and in the
Yeah.
dorm then. Okay. So yeah, you just kind of wander through the dorms. And yeah, I don't know, roll a d20 again.
Jesus fuck.
And you have like no luck. This is a weird building. It's got stairs in weird places. It has hallways that go weird ways. It's very disorienting, and you feel like you've been going in circles for a while.
So I'm gonna go back towards the door and then just kind of sit by the door and wait out a little bit.
Like by the kitchen door or the front door?
By the door to the outside, because I'm still thinking someone's following me, so I'm gonna be watching for something outside by the door.
So you guys, the dorm, you came in through the kitchen window. If you went
I climbed through the window and opened the door for them.
right, so you would have had to go through the window to get into the dorm. David. I mean, you can go sit by the window. That's fine.
So yeah, I go sit by the window and kind of wait.
Okay. I'm just like, wait, you didn't come in a door. You couldn't come in a door.
Well, I thought we made a door. I was referring
Yeah, I
to.
thought.
Well, the main building you made a door. You went through windows in both, actually. But the main school building, you made a door. The dorm, you opened a window.
I think he's just saying because Rusty opened the door after he went in the
Right,
window.
but it
was-
it
maybe
locked again after it closed.
Okay,
So you can't
gotcha.
go back in the door.
Gotcha.
So I go and sit by the window and kind of just like eye it and kind of just rest half asleep at the door, at the
Okay.
window rather.
Okay. And for quite some time, nothing happens for any of you. Like the sparkly feeling, now all of you are sort of, because you're all sort of still, you're feeling it, like it's very, very gradual, this ebb and flow. But sometimes it is stronger, and then sometimes it's like you don't really feel it anymore. But it isn't like you suddenly feel it or not feel it. It's just very gradual. Like over probably, it's not regular, but over like 10 to 30 minute increments. And it's really late by now.
I probably just fall asleep.
Okay. And are the rest of you staying awake or going to sleep?
I would stay awake for a while, but I get tired.
Okay.
I think I'm just passed out at this point in time.
Okay.
The alcohol's come to me.
Okay, so yeah, you all go to sleep and it seems, you sleep like normal. But David, as you're just drifting to sleep, like you're kind of trying to stay awake a little bit because things are weird, but you're sort of, you're really tired. So you're sort of drifting in and out, and occasionally as you're sort of drifting into sleep, you hear that almost voice again. But it's not really intrusive. It's just sort of like the sparkly feeling. Like it's there, and different, but it also could be like a dream. Like it's just kind of as you're drifting in and out of sleep.
All right.
Noted.
Noted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that.
And eventually, not actually very much longer after this, the sun comes out. And it's morning. And for those of you who are in the lounge, you probably don't even notice because it's kind of dark still. But for sure, David, it's bright because you're by the window.
I'm gonna try to make my way through the poor planning.
Now that it's light, you can see a little more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make
well,
my way
roll
through
it.
the maze back towards the where I left everybody.
Okay. Roll a d20 again.
Hey, on the plus side, everybody, if you just hit the up arrow, it makes life really fucking hell.
Yeah, this
Up
building
arrow?
is a fucking maze. Like, you have never been in a building this confusing before, ever, in your entire life.
Fucking really?
It's not my fault you can't roll that. But
Yes,
those
this is
of you
true.
who are starting to sort of wake up a little bit actually
yeah, I was gonna
hear
say,
some
For
movement.
the love of God, can someone save me from this
Yeah, I was
goddamn
gonna
maze?
say, I imagine we would hear some footsteps because there's like nobody else here.
Right, yeah, you hear movement after a while.
So
Coming
yeah, I
from,
think
like,
that'll wake me
downstairs.
up. I think that wakes me up, and I'm like, oh, is there somebody else here? Maybe they know what's going on.
Okay. So, do you say that out loud and thus everyone else probably
I
wakes
say
up?
that out loud, yeah.
Right.
Like
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
out loud.
And it's like, oh, I'm awake now.
Okay. So you didn't necessarily get enough sleep, but you got some sleep, and you're all awake. And
Like,
there's
I wasn't
definitely
sleeping very
somebody
well.
walking around downstairs.
I'm comfortable in the dorms, so I'm just gonna go see who it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following because, yeah, I've kind of got this nervous energy.
Okay. Are you going with him, Pew?
I think I'm just gonna still continue to slowly wake up in the lounge. I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah, normally I would do that, but at this point there's enough weirdness going on that I'm like, oh, I want to figure this out.
Yeah, Katie's gonna stay with you, Pew. She's just gonna hang out in the lounge.
okay.
So you guys make your way downstairs and you find David, who is getting super frustrated at this fucking building and its maze. And he's like right by the stairs that lead up to the lounge. Like he was just
Of
so
course.
close.
Fucking of course.
Hey, welcome back.
Oh,
Up here.
yeah, thanks. don't know what the building's a goddamn maze.
Oh, were you the one wandering around? Is there anyone else here?
I haven't seen anybody except yeah, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
No, please tell me. I'm just already weirded out.
No, it's fucking weird. Anyone else having this like weird like pins and needles feeling?
But, yeah.
You know, now that you mention it, yeah, and I thought it was just because that happens before I fall asleep sometime, but not usually after I wake up again. So
I imagine
yeah, that's
this-
weird.
Imagine we're walking and talking as we work our way back up.
Yeah,
to
you're
the-
going back up to the lounge.
Yeah.
So there was flashes of light all the way back.
Oh, did someone have power?
It wasn't power. I literally walked in an empty street, and it was like a flash of lightning, except 2 inches from my forehead.
That's
Did
weird.
you feel anything?
You know that pins and needles feeling? It was about 3 times as strong.
This is really
I-
weird, guys.
I try to think if the drink, the bottle he had earlier was absinthe. Like I try to remember what he's been drinking.
Roll a d20.
Bam.
It was definitely not. It was actually bourbon.
Ew!
Well, no wonder Katie had quite the strong reaction to
Yeah.
taking a big swig.
You didn't specify. You just said expensive.
Yeah,
Nice
well, I
bourbon.
just figured you'd choose something that didn't taste like ass. Yeah.
All right.
I don't like bourbon
that's all
either.
I've-
I don't know why that was what
that.
came to me.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks.
But no, it was not absinthe unless the bottle was mislabeled.
I think you'd still notice a difference in color.
I think they would have also noticed if they were drinking it and it was the wrong alcohol. But
Probably.
Yeah, like it's pretty much tastes like
There is a
licorice, which
difference.
is not what bourbon tastes like. Yeah. Okay.
anyway, if we get back up to the lounge, I just point him at the couches and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys able to sleep more? Because I'm kind of wide awake now.
No, I'm not. I'm not sleeping. I'm sufficiently freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, this is what you just told me made me even like I'm perfectly inclined to believe you after, not even the cars starting last night. So
Well, it was the only thing that could do that is an EMP. And
Yeah, this is super weird.
what did you just roll for, Rusty?
That was me rolling to remember the booze that he took.
Oh,
Of all of
and
things
that-
to get a nat 20 on,
Yeah,
it's the most irrelevant
You-
roll.
laser memory
I identified
on
it.
a booze check.
Please check the win.
Oh.
fucking you can't through a hallway.
Yeah, some people can't walk through hallways. Some people have perfect memory of what others were drinking.
Pew is now more awake and goes, "Oh, what happened? Why are you back?"
I found this guy.
Yeah, trust me, I wasn't trying to come back. Things
why?
were weird out there.
Oh, what happened?
You've been having a weird feeling all night since we left the party.
Yeah, it's like acupuncture, but I'm not doing acupuncture right now.
Yeah, that.
That?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that, but worse.
Oh.
Maybe we
And
just
as
like
you're all
really need to
talking,
eat.
the kid who had opened his door last night, like he's just kind of down the hall a little bit. He's not actually in this grouping, but he sort of comes, like you hear the door open from where he was, and he comes towards you guys. He's like, hey, you're awake. Does the air feel really weird to you too?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's something really weird going on because put something on the floor.
Put yourself on the floor. What?
I just,
Something
I
small,
grab
like
the-
like he goes and he grabs like his phone that is clearly non-functional at the moment, and like kind of throws it onto the ground. And then he stands back and he points at it. And he's like, okay, just hold on for a second. I did this earlier. Come on.
Are you trying to levitate that thing?
Yeah, it worked earlier.
Dude, are you still high?
And like, as he sort of looks up and glares at you, like the phone actually lifts off the ground about 2 inches, and then it tumbles back to the ground. Like, see?
Am I
See,
still high?
I told you.
No, I must be
Wow.
high.
Like, I don't understand. Put something else on the
Okay,
floor.
I immediately put something on put my own
I
phone on the floor.
nonchalantly just like tossed the pillow that was sitting on the couch that I took out with me. Just like
Okay.
nonchalantly dumped that onto the floor too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I put
throws
my
her
own phone
phone.
in front of me, and I'm trying to do it now too because I'm just that is amazing.
Okay. So he's pointing at your phone, the pillow. He's like, I think that might be too big. And he's trying, and he's like really focusing on it, and nothing seems to be happening. Laura, roll a d20. Or
Yeah, I figured.
As soon as he
Rania.
said that might be too big, I reach into my pocket that I had like stashed some like random like hard candies at the party and just like dump a grip of hard candies onto the floor. I'm just like, whatever. Try the
Okay. And
Damn, Mr. Snacks over here.
Rania, as you're focusing on your phone, right? You feel this strange connection to your phone. Like you feel like maybe you can move it, like with your mind or something. And so you're focusing on it, and you suddenly understand how this kid is like, come on. Like you know that there's something there that you can do that's really weird and really different. And you're trying to make it happen. And then it's like your mind just sort of goes, oh, and it just lifts. Like, you know how to do that.
Okay, I'm simultaneously
must
freaked
be
out
high.
and really excited.
Yeah, and David, you were just like amazed, right? This is the first time that you've ever seen
Yeah.
magic in life. Or what
That's
looks
weird.
like magic.
That is that's that.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm not the only one seeing that, right?
Dude, I'm
No.
doing it.
Hey.
Try it. This is amazing.
Okay, I'll try it. So Pew throws out her phone too. And the
Okay.
mix.
We're just gonna have like a floating, like synchronized swimming with cell phone.
Right? Everybody's phone.
Do you want me to roll?
I
Yeah.
try it, but on with the candies I dumped on the floor.
You're going to try with the
Oh,
candies? Is that what you said?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, yeah.
Pew doesn't do so well with the roll.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so both of you are like, you're focusing, and you think, like, maybe you can feel like there's something there, but you can't quite grasp whatever it is. So you're not, like, able to do whatever it was that they did. But you think that you might be able to figure that out, maybe? Less so you, Rusty. You're kind of...
I stopped trying.
Yeah,
and
it
I
doesn't really
reach
feel
down
quite as
and
natural.
grasp the candy with my hand and then pick it up and unwrap it and eat it.
Okay. You can
that
lick
also
things too.
works.
But Pio, you feel like there's something there. You just can't quite do whatever it is that makes something happen.
Okay.
That's still pretty different from, just looking at your phone on the floor.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird feeling.
Can I make mine, come up to my hand or anything?
You can try again. Like you can only get it a little bit. Like it was not easy the first time. Like it felt like it expended a lot of your energy.
Apparently too much.
Yeah, and so you try again, and you could still feel like you understand that connection, but it's like too heavy or too hard or just, something is, you can't quite get the same click again, whatever that click was.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And the kid who, was lifting his phone was like, oh my God, you can do it too. What is going on?
I wish I knew.
It's so weird. I don't understand. Do you think can you guys do it?
I tried. And it feels like I could eventually, but not right now.
Oh my God, maybe we're X-Men.
This is some Star Wars bullshit right here.
Or that we're Jedi. I'm a fucking Jedi.
Whatever you're smoking, you need to sell it.
Dude, he's not. Look, we just did this. Didn't you see it?
Yeah, but he's still fucked up.
I think he's
I'm a
understandably
Jedi.
excited. I'm like, maybe you are.
He like runs back to his room and then like stops and runs back and grabs his phone and like tries to turn it on to call somebody and then it's like, fuck, I won't. God damn it.
You're a Jedi and you can't even like announce it on Facebook.
Right?
God.
Why is my phone not working? I thought you said in the morning it would be all right.
I said, let's wait till morning because we don't know what's going on. I still don't know what's going on. Do you know should we go out onto the rest of the campus to see whether anyone else has come back?
Yeah. Yeah, let's
sure.
do that.
Maybe some of the teachers are here and they know what's going on.
First, I walk over to, I assume the lounge has exterior windows somewhere, and we can kind of look to see if there's anything.
I mean, kind of not really the lounge, but like across the hall does.
Yeah. I just glance out exterior windows to see if there's any activity.
Okay.
We should go back to where I was last night. Something was weird there.
If you think we'll learn something, I'm all for it. I really want to know what's going on.
It was weird enough to merit concern.
Concern? Okay.
Okay.
And as you're looking out the window, you do actually see there's some people walking around in the grounds. There's some people who live in this dorm sort of gathered like around the dorm, but probably can't get in, is your take on it. But they're like here and they're sort of, some of them are like kind of curled up, on the grounds, like just in little balls trying to stay warm. And some people are kind of wandering around.
I point that out to everyone, and then I ask if they are hungry.
Actually, yeah, now that you mention it.
What else you got in that bag of yours?
Let's go down to the kitchen and grab something and let the kids in. And so I start heading that way, whether or not they follow.
Yeah, and you get down to the kitchen. Do you all go down to the kitchen too?
Yeah. I follow, looking for some breakfast.
Grab something, and if they were out front,
Yeah, they're mostly out front.
And just steer back that way, and then open the door for them.
Okay, and they all kind of come crowding in, like thanks, man, and yeah, and then sort of disperse into the dorms, and they don't seem mostly super inclined to talk to you. Like a lot of them are talking to each other, but they're just kind of going by you.
Yeah, I continue down to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Or, whatever.
For grabbing food.
Okay, yeah, and everything that's in the refrigerator is now pretty warm. But, it's probably still okay. And, of course, everything in the pantries is fine.
So you're sure we're allowed to eat whatever in here? We're not going to, it's not...
we eat whatever we want all the time. They make stuff for us, and then we can just snack on stuff whenever.
Okay, awesome. So I
Also,
start looking
nobody's
through the
here, so it
pantry.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, and there's a lot of snacky food. It's healthy snacky food. They don't have, tons of chips and stuff for you, but there's lots of food that's clearly meant to be just you can grab it and go study or whatever. And sandwich makings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'd find an apple. Start chewing on it.
I get some granola bars or something.
Yeah.
I look for coffee.
You find some coffee.
Ooh.
How are you going to make it?
It's fine. It's cold.
Well, you find coffee grounds.
Shit.
and you find
Don't
little
deny me
cups,
coffee.
those
Come
little,
on.
you know, coffee cup things.
Is there any coffee like pre-made bottled coffee
Yeah,
beverages?
that's what I was thinking too. It was like,
Yeah, roll a d20.
I swear to God, Jara.
You're gonna put a natural
I mean, if
20
they-
in your
if they
coffee
exist,
roll.
I'll
You're
know where
putting
they
a roll in
are.
your coffee roll.
No, we're rolling a d20 to see if they're there.
Don't fuck with me with coffee. Oh
yeah,
God.
Nope,
Damn
there's
it.
coffee.
Oh,
There's-
good. Okay, good.
There's only 2 cans left, but there are 2 cans of canned coffee. And like a bunch of cans of energy drinks.
I start to reach for the coffee, but if someone else is reaching for it too, I just like let them.
I go for the coffee.
Pew grab some energy drink.
Okay.
Yeah, I grab a few.
Okay. And as you're grabbing food, a lot of the people who had come in when you let them in are also kind of making their way to the kitchen and grabbing food and stuff. And you hear a lot of people just sort of talking amongst themselves about how it's, you know, there's no power and their cars weren't working and just the sort of stuff you already know. Like there's nothing that seems very new other than just everything isn't working right. And some of them like try to turn on the stove to like make hot water or whatever and it doesn't work. Somebody actually like fills up the coffee maker and it doesn't turn on.
Does the water run though?
Yeah, but the water runs when you turn the water on.
If there's a gas stove, we could light it with a match. Maybe.
And one of the stoves is actually a gas stove.
So yeah,
problem.
I try to just turn the gas part on and then, yeah. Can you use your lighter and see if we can?
Yeah,
get
I
it
just
going?
like reach over with my lighter.
Okay. And it doesn't turn on.
So the gas isn't even coming through.
Gas would come through without power.
It will without power, but so would cars. Well, maybe not. You might
No,
need
it's
power.
all valve based. It should come through without power.
Anyway.
I don't know about cars, but I know about how gas stoves work.
Yeah.
No, I know how gas stoves work too, and I know they
I mean,
work without
in,
power,
in
but
game, my character wouldn't know how cars work.
In real life, you do know how cars work. Yeah. So, yeah, for whatever reason, the water is working, but not the gas stove.
okay. Well, so it's not just electricity, guys. The plot thickens.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I try to at least like fill up because I figure things are weird enough. I want to be on a full stomach. I'll eat some yogurt because I want to eat perishables before they go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's
I-
tons of yogurt.
I throw an apple in my pocket and then grab like a box of like Triscuits or Cheez-Its or something.
Okay.
Oh, Triscuits! I miss Triscuits.
That was actually going to be my dinner. Was going to be hummus and Triscuits, but then I realized I can't eat that while we're doing this, so it's going to have to wait.
I can't buy either
Oh.
of those
You
things
just have
there.
to get really good at
Oh,
muting your mic.
Oh, I am, because my
Invite.
fucking neighbors are monsters.
Oh, man, they're still loud?
And I swear I just heard like the end of the world crashing through my wall.
Wow.
No.
Well, it's very atmospheric for weird things happening in game.
Yeah.
Hey, don't eat my laptop, cat.
Yeah, sorry about those crunches for just a minute ago. I was like talking about food, and I'm like, man, I'm hungry. So anyway, I'm done now.
So yeah.
Um,
So and then they kind of everyone else is eating or taking their stuff away or whatever, and a lot of them had the same idea as you, and they're eating like the yogurt and the perishable foods.
Yeah, so once I'm done eating, I still kind of want to, I don't know, I'm just convinced that faculty members should know what's going on because, they're supposed to know these things, right?
Right, they're
So
teachers.
I kind of want to, go and look and see if they're back on campus.
Okay. Do the rest of you go with her, or you hang out in the kitchen? Hey, don't
We're
eat my
kind of getting
laptop.
ready to
Cat.
disembark anyway, so I'm fine with going out and taking a look at things.
Okay. Yeah, remember, guys, how I was like 3 monitors? Oh my god, that'll be enough for anybody. And now I'm using 3 monitors and my laptop. So there you go.
I still want 4. I just have a small desk.
Yeah, I don't know where I would put a 4th one. So, yeah, so you go back onto campus. and you don't really see a lot of faculty walking around. Just
It's
on the
Saturday.
grounds. Yeah, it's Saturday.
It's Saturday, but it's Saturday
But
when
it's
there's
weird.
weird stuff going
Yeah.
on. Like they should come check on their students. That would be a responsible thing to do.
Well, and they might be. They just don't happen to be walking around on the ground.
Gotcha.
And it is still pretty early in the morning. Like, it just got light.
Hmm. I still think a responsible faculty would send people to check on their. In fact, they probably should have last night, but anyway. Former teacher, sorry. So anyway, gonna go, look towards the main building, see if I see anyone inside.
Okay. And when you get to the main, like if you go around to the front of the main building or just any of the main doors, because there's quite a few doors, you notice that they've all been propped open.
Okay.
And there is actually, like, if you go in one of the doors, there is a faculty member standing by the door. Like one of the administration staff.
Kind of jog up to them. I'm so relieved.
Mm-hmm. And he's
I'm
like,
like, hey.
"Oh, Rania. Sorry, Miss Colden. You... I'm glad to see that you're all right, but I'm not entirely sure why you're here."
I was with friends when the power went on. I couldn't get home. I couldn't ride the bus even.
Well, the buses aren't working, apparently.
Yeah. Do you know what's going on?
No idea. And we're unable to really communicate with anybody with everything down. So it's all been word of mouth. They've tried to bring in as many of us as they can, but it's difficult because we can't communicate very easily.
Wow. Like, how did you guys just walk? Is there another way to get around right now?
Not that I've discovered. So those of us who live closely have gone to one another's houses to come and be here to try to comfort or, just simply be here for you, students. But unfortunately, we have no idea what's going on. But certainly don't panic. It'll be all right.
Okay, this is weird, but like, did you get any superpowers overnight?
I
immediately said,
don't believe so. Do you want to go? The nurse is here. We can take you to the nurse's station.
I think it might be therapeutic to have my instrument. Have you guys figured out how to open the practice rooms?
No. But we do have an entrance into the freshman band room, and that does have instruments that you could take. I know it's not yours, but if you could use an instrument, that is, we broke a window actually. But the band room has windows, so we were able to do that.
Okay, after I get over my shock that a teacher broke a window, I totally want to go there.
When she says that they broke a window.
So yeah. And they've propped open all the doors that they've been able to get into rooms to, so that everything is accessible. So you can just go through the normal route to get there. Like, they're not going to make you crawl through a window.
Yeah. So are there any guitars in there?
Yes.
I grab one in a soft case and sling it over my shoulder and just immediately feel kind of better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you've got a guitar.
Yay! Item acquired.
Yay!
Yes, I turned to David. I'm like, so what's this thing you said you saw?
It wasn't a thing. It was a shadow.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, trust me.
Dark out.
Saying it out loud wasn't any easier than thinking it.
Should we go look? I mean, I don't want to go unless everyone wants to go because that sounds really scary, but should we all look together?
I don't know. That tingling feeling that everyone's getting was way stronger over there.
I just I'm shrugging. I'm like, all right, let's go.
And as you're starting to walk towards the exit of the building, the same teacher or faculty administrative person who's like, I don't know, a secretary or something, like comes running over, and they were like, "Oh, students, you four specifically, which is very strange. Can I take? Somebody would like to speak to you for a moment, if that's all right."
Sure. If maybe they know what's going on. I mean, at this point, I'm ready to roll with
but
about
they
anything.
specifically requested the four of you. You don't normally hang out together, do you? I thought it
No.
would be very
They.
hard to find all four of you. A man who is not, his family is very influential with the school, and he has come to work with some of the students, possibly some sort of therapy. I don't know, but they asked me to find you four. And somehow he apparently also knew that you were here. I don't know, but if you would like to come with me, you can speak to him. I will be there. I will chaperone. Don't worry. If you're willing.
Yeah, I follow. I mean, the teacher's telling me to do something.
She has nothing better to do, so she's like, well, fine.
Well, it's
Okay.
better than chasing a creepy ass shadow.
Yeah. She's like, all right.
Okay. So y'all follow her, and she takes you to a just like a classroom, just a room that they managed to get open. And as you go in the door, you see the man in black leather, still in black leather.
I turn to Rusty and I go, "Oh, this guy again."
Yeah, I sigh audibly. I'm just like,
And he's sort of standing kind of awkwardly, actually, like in front of the windows, looking not awkwardly, like he's an awkward person, but like he's not comfortable, He's just sort of standing there waiting, and like you get the feeling that he's sort of more used to moving, that standing still he doesn't quite know how to do that very well.
Just a quick question. Did we still have Katie with us? And if she wasn't invited, does she just like stay out in the hall or something?
She
She's
had
still
wandered
passed
off
out,
to
I
like
thought.
the bathroom, we'll say.
Okay.
I forgot she was with you.
okay.
So you just kind of like left her. She like went to the bathroom and then you're gone.
Okay. Okay.
Poor Katie. And you might remember
Well,
her now,
there-
like, oh, Katie's in the bathroom, or whatever.
But there are other students around at least, so she's
Yeah,
not
and there's
totally alone.
there's teachers and stuff. Like it's not empty. It feels like there's people around. And certainly you pass people who would know where you went.
Okay.
So, you get in the room and he's there, and he sort of looks at you all and takes you all in, and you kind of get the chance to take him in a little more. And now that you're closer to him, you see that he, for those of you who would notice such things, he is very attractive. He's young, he's really like maybe 21, 22 tops. And he looks like he is probably underneath all of that leather built. Like he looks quite like he has done a lot of working out over the course of his life, or at least lately. And, but he's not like, he looks really serious. And still kind of awkward. And so, he's kind of watching you guys, and he sort of, puts his hand up and kind of looks at his hands. Okay, you guys, I'm not sure how to say this. You are special. Not in a bad way, sorry. You're, something about you is different. And I need different. Okay, you could see me the other day when I was on campus in the hallway. You four saw me specifically,
Well,
correct?
yes.
Yeah.
Hey, look at my outfit. Thank you for the styling help.
Very sexy. So, yeah, you shouldn't have been able to see me.
You weren't hiding.
Yeah, why?
Not in a way that you would normally understand, no.
How about you start at the beginning?
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a good way to explain. I have an ability to make myself unseen. And
Which didn't work.
it does work, but it didn't work for you.
Huh.
And I don't know why, but I think that it has something to do with your inherent abilities.
Like being able to make our phones float.
You can make your phone float.
I can't do that. It's just her.
Well, just once, but yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I think so.
Perhaps. I don't know. I'm running blind here, but I know that there's something different about you. And I think that you might be very powerful. And if you are, you would be inordinately useful to many people, assuredly, but also to me. And I need that right now because nobody else is helping. And we need help.
I look at our
And-
chaperone teacher and like to see whether she's giving any cues.
She just looks really fucking confused. She's
And
just
the
like
reason
watching you
why we
guys
should
like
trust you is
there's no particular reason you should trust me. I understand that. I could tell you about myself. I'm probably from I don't remember my name. Sorry.
Well, you know, it's been a rough night.
Wow, he's really
Yeah.
not a person.
I am Leo Walker. All of you roll d20s because you're from the school.
I'm doing really well today.
Oh, hey.
Okay. Rania, of all people, you know who the Walkers are. Like, you're
Yeah,
not
listen.
necessarily familiar with Leo Walker, and it's sort of a common name, but given the fact that he sort of clearly expects you to know who he is, like, you know that the Walker family is one of the more affluent families in the area who sort of helped create the school, like, way back in the day.
Okay.
Pew, you would know this, but you're just confused right now. It's been a long night
Yeah.
and morning. Because like you actually, like, you're family friends with these people, right? Like you know this family,
Okay.
but it didn't click.
Okay.
But yeah, Rania, you know of the family, if not necessarily of Leo specifically. And
So, just to be clear, like
the name
of
means
the
something.
walkers that, you know, helped with the school?
Yes. My great-grandfather was the founding father of the school, and they continue to do their things, whatever. So, while that may not be, in and of itself, a reason to trust me, it is a reason, or at least now you know who I am. I did not actually, myself, go to this school, but many
That's
people in my family
out of-
have. I recently got caught up in a group that was not a very good group. Sorry. What happens when I read chat? Okay, I was in a group that I thought was trying to change the world for the better. And I was wrong. And the person who leads this group doesn't like to let people go. And is... I don't want to say evil, because that's a strong word.
Oh dear.
But he is a very staunch white supremacist.
Oh,
whose goal is to
Yikes.
take over the area and then the nation and then the world if possible. In a way that
Wow.
may be reminiscent of one Hitler. And while he is not in that sort of power at this point, he has these aspirations. And I know you are high school students. This is ridiculous to ask you to help me with this problem. But I do think that you might be immensely powerful and able to do something about this, where I cannot on my own, especially because I can't go there and see him again, or I will more than likely be immediately killed. As
Well,
I
we talked
left.
about-
As I said, he doesn't like people to leave. So, again, that doesn't make you trust me, I imagine. But I am trying to save the world, or at least many people within the world. And I don't know how to convince you of this other than simply to tell you or prove it. I can't prove it. I
What do
can
you
tell you
want
as
us
much as I
to
know
do?
about. What's that?
what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think that I might have an idea of what's happening to the world right now. And has been
I would
happening.
be very interested in that.
fact. A wave has hit, and it has been a slow wave. It started in the east, and it has been moving steadily west. And from what I can tell, technology simply isn't working anymore, anywhere. It may work yet further to the west. I don't know. It's very hard to find out what's happening because technology isn't working, and we don't exactly have the Pony Express anymore. So I think that with the loss of technology, there may be a rise in things like levitating your phone. Call it what you will.
I don't follow.
I have heard stories. I don't know the validity of these stories. They're ancient stories. I used to be a scholar of ancient folklore. That once upon a time, there was magic in the world. And this is where the mythological creatures, the ideas of them originated. You know, your dragons and your genies and what have you. And the idea behind these myths is that magic went away and nobody knew why. And technology rose. And my theory, mine and a few others, is that perhaps only one can exist at a time. That you can have technology or you can have magic. And with this wave, if you will, coming through, perhaps magic will be able to be performed again. And if that is the case, because I have had some abilities that could be construed as magic for the last few years, maybe I'm a harbinger of this. And if so, perhaps those who can see me, such as yourselves, my thought is, might be also able to do such things. Perhaps.
I
And if
look
that is the
over
case,
at the
What else
teacher
You're
again.
very useful.
You realize you're saying all of this aloud, right?
Yes.
Like, do you know how crazy you sound right now?
Yes.
You
And
just
I
said
can't-
it. What
I
else-
can't
what
prove
else
it
can
to you
do?
because you can see me when I'm invisible.
Yeah, you want to do that whole thing again and let's see the seeing thing?
Sure.
As
And
as
he-
eloquent as I can put it, prove it.
And he and the teacher, when you look back at her, she's just looking confused and like just as incredulous as you guys, right? Like, what the fuck, man? But when when you look back at him and he's still there, but like if you're looking really closely, you can see where how the air kind of felt sparkly. Like you can sort of feel that emanating from him maybe a little bit. Like it's stronger on the side that faces him. You can't really see anything, I guess, but you can sort of feel that. And when you look back at the teacher, like you sort of hear her gasp, and you look over and she's like, he's gone. Like, I don't understand. He's just gone. I think this is going to sound crazy, but maybe he's right.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
And Leo says, you see, I don't know how to show you because you can see me, but others can't. And then there was
Just a second, I'm going to mute my microphone until these sirens go away.
The ambiance was pretty damn fucking spot on, actually.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put it back on again.
Other than the sirens wouldn't work right now.
Well, you can have a mechanical one. Anyway, that's different.
Well, shit.
I just kind of like sit down heavily on a chair.
Okay. Yeah, and he sort of waves his hands and appears again, and again, apparently appears again because the teacher sort of gasps again. And it's like, it walks out of the room.
Yeah, that's fair.
And useless character 1 departs.
And he's just watching you guys again, looking uncomfortable again.
So how do we proceed? What's the next step?
Yeah.
What are you proposing we do?
I thought that perhaps most of you might be able to infiltrate his camp. You're exactly what he's looking for. Unfortunately, other than you, Miss Seesaw.
Why?
As I said, white supremacist.
Oh.
Yeah. Unless you
Oh, cat!
be helpful. What happened?
The cat crawled up and then fucking nosedived off the side of the desk like it failed.
Aw, great.
Did you see that? That was like right next to you.
It was right next to you, and it really tried to come up there, and
No,
it just
he was,
kind of
like,
gave
behind
up
me.
halfway on. And just...
And I can't
poor
see my
thing.
own camera
Anyway.
because my laptop is in front of it, so I don't actually know what's going on.
You can hear the poor thing fall.
Well, he
You
jumps
can't
a
hear a
lot.
cat land.
No, he
Anyway.
falls he jumps loudly. So I just thought he
Okay.
jumped back off.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, so he's, just like I don't know exactly. I just know that he needs to be brought down in some way. And I'm afraid with the current state of things that this would be a time that he would be very happy to take advantage of. And he needs to be stopped before his army gets larger. And I don't think, I know that law enforcement won't help. And I'm fairly certain that now, given everything, it would be even less helpful. So I'm hoping that you have some ideas. I know you're clearly all brilliant children, young adults. And I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So, perhaps we can come up with something, or you can come up with something. And we can
So
stop
you
him.
want us to go find the neo-Nazi and see what he's doing?
Yes. And stop him.
Okay. And stop him, too. Okay, yeah. Again, do you realize what you're saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay, just
If you have a better
Um,
idea, I'm all ears.
My brain feels broken, so I just unzip the guitar case and start like picking out some finger picking
Okay.
very slowly.
Okay. And as you do this, you feel like something's a little different about your music. It somehow seems more than you're used to it being. Like there's more depth and more just it's richer somehow. And the rest of you are like really drawn into her music in a way that you're not. I mean, you may or may not be big music fans, but this is a little different. Like it's sort of inspirational actually. And she's just finger picking. Like she's not trying to do anything special.
Hmm.
I kind of stopped for a second. I'm like, whoa, okay, I only started guitar like a year ago, and anyway, start again.
And Leo is listening. He says, "Yes, you see, I think this has something to do with this. There's something special about you all."
I kind of like idly like look down at my hands and I'm just like give him a sort of I don't know what you're talking about look.
I don't know what. You'll have to find that for yourself. But something. There's something. There has to be. You can play music and float cell phones. I don't know what the rest of you can do.
Kind of stop for a second. I'm like, well, okay, so let's say, for the sake of argument, that we are totally on board with your plan. What do you want us to do?
I don't know. I'm hoping that we can come up with something. I don't have the answers. I just have the problem. Perhaps if we work with you, we can find out what you can do. And maybe a solution will become apparent. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're willing to help, which I feel that this is a ridiculous thing to say, but the fate of the world may depend on it.
now we've moved on to cliches.
Or at least the fate of this portion of the world. Or at least the fate
Yep.
of many people
Where's
within
this
this
guy
portion
at,
of the world.
Where's this fellow located that you're looking to get to?
He is up. He has a commune that is up in the mountains, just past a very small town that I remember.
Is it
but I
in
can't remember right
Washington?
now. Just past Wellington. In the Cascades. It's
So he is at
very-
least in the state.
I'm sorry?
He is at least in the state.
Yes, he's in this area. That's why this is his first target.
Oh, being targeted.
Yes. Oh, did I not mention that?
No.
Oh. Yeah, he plans to start with this area. Which is why I was here in the first place. And visiting the school, and thus noticed you.
Yikes.
I was hoping to enlist help from some of the faculty, but I think you might be more useful.
You just feels a little uncomfortable. It's obvious in her body language.
Yeah.
It's just like, you now.
Can I go talk to my parents first?
Of course, I'm not trying to kidnap you by any means.
Good, because you got that vibe kind of going.
No, you're free to go. I'm asking you to help me.
I'm gonna go get some coffee and then think about the crazy. Anybody else?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with.
Yeah, I kind of need to think. Yeah.
Yes.
Then go.
And before you go, just so you know, even if you don't want to help me, if you do want, I don't know how much assistant I can be, but some assistance in finding out if or what your special abilities might be, I have a little bit of experience with that, and I'd be happy to help you.
I was about to ask for your email, but
Like I said, communication is difficult.
Yeah, how do we get back in touch with you? Are you just gonna hang out here
Yeah.
for us?
I will go to my family house. It is nearby, very nearby. And I will be there. And you can come to me at any point if you'd like.
can you draw us a map?
Oh, yes. He's just sort of like surprised that you guys like don't just know where he lives.
Like, sorry, dude.
Just you know exactly
Yeah,
where
give
he
us
lives or
the
not.
address and we can find.
So he like rattles off the address, which of course you don't have cell phones, you can't GPS it, so it may or may not be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was like. A map would be nice.
And he's like, does anybody have paper?
This is
Yeah.
a classroom, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying like out of character. This
Oh
is
yeah.
a classroom.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be something that's paper in here and probably a writing weapon. So
Yeah, so you start like digging through drawers and you manage to find like a piece of paper and some like a pen or whatever. And he just sort of is like, it's not very complicated, but you just, if this is campus, and this is, the main building, and the main road goes out here, then you'll turn right on whatever this road is called. Fork. You'll turn right on Fork. This is really hard to write with the mouse, by the way. Fork, not Ford.
obstinate.
Ford. Let's try that again. That's really bad. I can remember how to erase. Anyway, you'll turn right on Fork. And then and that just keeps going. And then you'll turn right there's another road. Whoa. And the cat just messed everything up. And you'll turn right on the second road, which is Vista. And I am at 11201 Vista.
Okay.
And I realize that you can't read that because my handwriting is horrible. I apologize.
All right.
Okay. He was now very intrigued.
And it's you can't miss it. It's the Walker House. There's a plaque. You can't miss it. And like now that he's like showed you where it is, you're like, oh yeah, of course, Dad. Like all of you, you've all been
Yeah.
by there.
Okay.
So I will be there for the next few days. Is the sooner the better, of course, because he's actively gathering an army right now. But whatever you can do to help, if you can help, would be appreciated. And like I said, I'm willing to help you in turn. Or not in turn, just if you need help.
Okay. Thank you. I'll need to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go find some coffee and
Think about this stuff. Yeah.
So you'll file out of the room
Yeah.
and go try to find some coffee, which is harder than it sounds.
Anyone else like this guy's nuts?
I mean,
I
if-
would, but
if
I
there
mean,
wasn't crazy
yeah.
stuff happening already.
I
Yeah,
think he was
he's
nuts,
right.
but I floated my phone today.
Yeah. No, I get you. I'm still working through the denial phase. Just give me a minute. Yeah.
I think I just am gonna go over there and ask him what my abilities are. That helps.
Yeah, to be honest, right now I feel so confused and frankly kind of helpless that it might just be nice to at
If he
least
has
feel like we're in
coffee-
control of something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a lot to ask, and didn't want to like turn the guy down in front of him, but I wanted to see like if you guys were thinking the same thing I was. Is like, okay.
Well, I would like to talk to my parents if I'm able, but I don't. They not really live where I can walk there.
Where are they at?
Kind of like it's good 20 minutes on the bus.
And plus, this guy wants us to get to another town. Like, how does he expect us to get to another town?
Take a while. I mean, oh, the
It's gonna take,
horses.
like- There's that. But I mean, has anyone ever ridden a horse?
I
like,
have.
Oh,
I did it Girl Scout camp when I was like 11.
And actually, like all of you have at some point while you're at this school been forced to do horse riding. Like it's kind of part of the curriculum.
there it is.
I mention, I say, by the way, guys, they said there was that fire down at the stables the other day. I went down and looked, and there was just nothing going on there.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, at
Was
this
it?
point, it seems like the least weird thing, but I still wonder why.
Wasn't there that same day that we saw Mr. Disappearing Act?
Yeah, it was that afternoon. I went down and looked, and so, just add it to the list of weird crap.
I'm going to ask the lady if I can borrow a horse to go home for a little bit.
Well,
Right.
as of sentences I would never say out loud.
I think you can
I-
just take it.
Yeah, I would like better to ask for whatever, like better not to ask permission and just
Forgiveness
fucking do
and
it.
permission.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I'm not sure if I know how to put the tackle on the horse. And second of all, I really, really do need to ask permission.
I can help you put a tackle on.
Do we wanna
All
head
right.
There.
By the way, is the faculty member who came in with us at first, like anywhere around when we look around?
She's kind of hanging out at the end of the hall, and she's just sort of sitting on a chair, like with her head in her hands.
Like feeling a little bit guilty that I'm taking advantage of someone who's probably not like, thinking completely straight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, so I'm gonna go borrow a horse. And like,
Okay.
yeah, I figured that's what she'd say. Okay, and then I go with the other.
Okay. So
So yeah, let's go to the stable.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll
So
go.
you get to the stable, and the horses are, there. There seem to be, like, they've been fed, they've been taken care of, but there's nothing super special going on. And
Well, there's 4 horses here, guys, so why don't we all go back to our respective houses and meet back here tomorrow?
Oh no, big fella.
What was
What?
I mean, my place is right there, so that's the only place I need to go.
Well,
So I can just go with one of you guys.
well, I think I'm just gonna skip going to my parents. They're not gonna have anything. I don't know where my assistant is.
Sorry. Roommates.
I think I'm
Well-
just gonna go
see that weird guy at his house
Tell you what,
again.
I'll go with you. I'll just grab some stuff first, real quick, from my room.
Okay.
I feel like if we're gonna go on an adventure here, air quotes, we're gonna need some stuff, and I think we're better off trying to find that sort of stuff and then meet back here and talk to Disappeary.
Yeah, I'd like to all go together if we can, but I really just want to talk to my parents first. Can we go all, like first thing tomorrow?
I guess,
Sure.
yeah.
No,
Sure.
no rush.
No rush. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll get some help with the horse and
Oh, also, guys, we still have to figure out what we're doing for that report.
Don't forget
don't
the
think the
report. It's
report
very
matters.
important.
Like, when
Don't
they're like,
think
they're
I'm
like
gonna do
in
that.
the middle of putting a saddle on. I'm just like, oh, by the way,
and then I'm like, oh shoot, you're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
somehow I think we're okay on that one with the world,
Write that one
ending.
for me.
So you manage to get the horse saddled, and you ride off towards home. And with that, we're going to call it a night. And you guys can continue your adventure next week, except for those of you who, for whatever reason, aren't going to be here. So we'll figure that out, and we'll talk about it on our own, and we'll come up with a reason next week, because it's really late, and I didn't mean for this to go this long. But you guys just kept going. So anyway, it was really fun. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
I'm like giving hearts
Thank
to
you.
you, but you can't see it on stream, but you guys can. So yeah.
And hopefully we'll get the videos working by next time anyway.
Yeah, and we'll try to sort out all the tech issues, guys. So bear with us and patience and stuff. Thanks, Jimbo. And I will also, this is not going to be super exciting to put up on YouTube, but I'll put it up on YouTube anyway. And, you can have the audio there for those who want it. The usual sorts of things apply. And we also didn't even take a break. I sort of meant to do that too. So yeah, but it was really fun. Thanks, guys. I know there wasn't like any combat or anything tonight, but it was sort of the introductory get to know your characters and the situation and stuff.
I threw a rock.
You threw a rock. You rolled a lot of dice.
Good job. You versus window,
Yes.
and you won.
You successfully beat a window. Very good.
You beat a window and I couldn't beat a hallway.
That's true.
And I got my ass kicked by a shadow.
Yeah. Yeah, there were things. All right, so
All right.
it may still be sort of confusing for rolling up your characters, but hopefully you're starting to get an idea of what's happening. And it will be a little easier to finish rolling up characters and stuff. And then they will sort of...
Mine's pretty much entirely rolled up except for equipment,
Okay.
which I figure I shouldn't have yet anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So then you can, sort of figure out what your abilities and what have you are going to be as you find them. So, thank you guys, and I hope you have a great evening. Thanks guys for watching, and I'm just gonna, since you can't see anything anyway, I'm just gonna send you all away to a goodbye loading screen, and I hope you have a really, and oh, sorry, you guys who are in Skype, you'll have to be quiet again as the goodbye loading screen happens. And have a really great evening, guys. All right, bye. Oops.